Some things are better as a combo. Macaroni and cheese, Sherlock and Watson, peanut butter and sauerkraut. Hey, don't knock it until you've tried it. Here's another iconic combo. Heat and electricity, two of Mr. Holland's most popular home services, especially this time of the year. But if you think this duo can't be any more dynamic, check out Mr. Holland's cold weather combo. Purchase a new heating system in January and get a combo-licious discount on a whole house backup generator. Or electrify your life with a new professionally installed backup generator and get a combo-rific deal on a new furnace. Plus, you may qualify for 0% financing for up to 24 months. See Mr. Holland's Home Services for complete terms and conditions. Keep the lights burning and the heat churning with Mr. Holland's Cold Weather Combo. Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If you want to give Old Man Winter a 1-2 punch, we can help.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Your locally owned hometown station gives you the news and what it means to you. Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, January 15th, our top story. Wisconsin waking up under dangerously cold wind chills.
I'm Eric Bilstead. History begins tonight in Iowa.
I'm Brandon Snide. The Packers shocking Dallas on their way to making history.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and for the most part, we're looking pretty good across the area. Road conditions, just mind yourself in Sheboygan and also through Ozaukee County, some slippery stretches and snow cover. But for the rest of the area, looks pretty good as far as the road conditions are concerned. We do have one issue up on the roads. 41 southbound, the Highway 145 off-ramp is closed right now because of a crash. That should be cleaned up pretty soon, I've been told. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
We are under a wind chill advisory this morning. Partly cloudy, breezy, cold today. Our high temperature of 4 degrees. Wind chills dipping to 30 below. Tonight, partly cloudy and frigid. Low gets down to 9 below. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center. And dangerously cold temperatures across the area. Highs in the single digits. Wind chills, again, near 25 below zero. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tyler Morris says it's Arctic air and it's sticking around.
We're going to take a couple days before we start to warm things up. We have a wind chill advisory for today. This runs until 9 a.m. Wednesday morning for wind chills as low as 30 to 35 below for this morning, tomorrow morning, and even into Wednesday morning. So we still have about 3 more days to go where we're in the heart of this Arctic air mass.
We Energy's crews continue to restore power to tens of thousands of customers. As of now, We Energy's reporting about 7,400 customers still without power, the majority in Waukesha County.
Frigid temps means issues for homeowners and areas.
Milwaukee Department of Public Works Marketing and Communications Officer Brian Rothgary says residents can reduce the risk of freezing pipes by letting their water run at a steady flow from the kitchen and bathroom sinks. If customers without heat need to leave their home, they should shut off water service by closing the valves nearest to the water meter, usually found in the basement. This comes as Milwaukee Waterworks responded Friday to a main break on the city's northwest side that left many in the area with low water pressure. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Iowa caucuses tonight look to be one of the coldest on record as temperatures are predicted to be as low as 40 below in Iowa. Extremely frigid temperatures could play a part in keeping some caucus goers home, but Iowa GOP Treasurer David Barker confident his fellow Iowans will be out in force.
We've had blizzards before. We've had extreme weather on caucus night, and it certainly is going to be cold. There's no question about that, and we want people to be careful. And but I think we'll see strong turnouts.
We'll go live with ABC News in Iowa coming up in about 7 minutes.
State Supreme Court has several new legislative maps to consider as the debate continues over redistricting across the area. The state's high court says new legislative maps need to be fair and allow competitive races. Now, UW-Milwaukee professor of political science Mordecai Lee says it's easier said than done.
Fairness and balance are in the eyes of the beholder. And what looks like it's fair and balanced to, let's say, a Democrat might not look fair and balanced to a Republican, or vice versa.
The Wisconsin Election Commission says maps must be in place by March 15th to be in place by the 2024 election.
Green Bay Packers season extended by at least 1 week.
Jordan Love, wow. That's about all I can say. In his first career playoff start, Jordan Love was as calm as he's been the entire season, throwing for 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a near-perfect passer rating on the road in a hostile environment.
It just shows the growth that he's had from his first start versus KC to now. Just so proud and happy for him. He's a dude. He is a real dude.
With the win, the Packers become the first number 7 seed in NFL history to advance to the second round. Greg Matzik, WTMJ Sports.
Next up for the Packers, a visit to Santa Clara. We've got the 49ers. It's a 7 o'clock kickoff Saturday night. Coming up, investigating a terrible crash in Arizona. Signing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:04.
As an independent tire and service center, our loyalty is to you, not the manufacturer.
It's the tire manufacturer's goal to design a superior tire.
But it's our job to ensure the right tires are properly installed on your vehicle.
A service our family has been independently providing for the past 2 generations. So make no mistake about it, our loyalty is to you.
And the dozens of tire brands we carry, like Goodyear, General, and Pirelli,
or Continental, Kelly, and Dunlop, well, that's for you too.
Because we won't know what type of tire you need until you get here.
So instead, we carry them all.
Because we install them all.
And every tire we install automatically comes with free flat tire repair.
Which means you're 100% covered.
No questions asked.
I guess you could call it family tradition.
Be safe, buckle up, and hey.
Always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. Your
due for service.
Richlands Tire and Service. Such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Your nose is for breathing. Your mouth is for eating. And if you're breathing through your mouth, it's not because your body wants to. It's because it has to. Because your nose isn't working properly. And although you've lived like this, it's no way to live. And it's having a significant impact on your life. I know you know this, and I know that taking action isn't always convenient. But at Advent, we've done all we can to make changing your life for the better as easy as possible. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. With tens of thousands of our patients, a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, along with a simple 20-minute in-office procedure called balloon sinuplasty, has opened their nasal passages, allowing them to breathe freely through their nose for good. And there's a good chance this procedure can do the same for you. We'll help you breathe through your nose again, and it will change your life.
Go to AdventKnows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
If you did not have your holiday company party in December, have it in January at the amazing Mineshaft restaurant in Hartford in their free party rooms. The food is super affordable, and the huge game room adds so much fun. Reserve your date today. MineshaftRestaurant.com.
Side and Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
Congrats, you won. Your reward, you play the number 1 seed in their house on Saturday. Brandon Snide looks ahead in sports, coming up at 6:15.
Breaking news overnight, a deadly house fire on Milwaukee's North Side. Crews investigating that situation near 9th and Burleigh. At least one person confirmed dead in that fire. Again, crews investigating near 9th and Burleigh in Milwaukee.
NTSB and FAA investigating what caused a hot air balloon to crash in Elroy, Arizona Sunday morning. 4 people killed, 1 person still fighting for their life. Police believe 13 people went up in the hot air balloon, 8 of them skydivers who successfully jumped out before the crash, but that left the pilot and 4 others inside when something went wrong. ABC's Ellen Kosick.
ABC affiliate KNXV is reporting the pilot is among the dead. Our affiliate also talked to family members who say one of the victims was 28-year-old Katie Bartram from Indiana. Her family says she just became a registered nurse last year and went to Arizona with her friends for adventure and skydiving. Just last month, also near Phoenix, a hot air balloon crashed, landing right on the roof of a house. The 9 passengers on board that balloon were not injured.
There are reports that the balloon was deflated and coming straight down before a hard impact.
In Milwaukee, big news for the Urban Ecology Center, one step closer to a major upgrade.
The Urban Ecology Center was recently awarded over $1 million in new market tax credits. These type of credits incentivize development in historically marginalized communities. Executive Director Jen Hensey tells WTMJ it's the final investment they needed for the construction side of the project.
We broke ground in August. Everything is on track to open in the fall.
Hensey says the UEC is excited to now focus on how they will use the new 2-story multi-story building for programming.
Growing our neighborhood environmental education project from 13 schools to 31 schools within a 2-mile radius of Washington Park.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
16. That's the highest high temperature I have for you in the WTMJ 5-day forecast. That's coming up next.
This report sponsored by Evans Transportation Services, one company for accounting, shipping, and tracking.
A new year means new goals for Wisconsin hoops teams. The red and white will make a run to the tournament, and Milwaukee is eyeing up a playoff run in the spring. As Wisconsin's 3PL Evans Transportation knows, it takes a team effort to make those runs, and when it comes to manufacturers' accounting, shipping, and tracking needs, Evans is the supply chain team for you. Good luck to all Wisconsin hoops teams from Wisconsin's 3PL. Find them at evanstrans.com.
The special Milwaukee Auto Show Advanced Discount Ticket Offer has been extended to January 21st. Turns out a lot of people want to come to the auto show. Get your auto show tickets now at a big discount. Buy a single ticket, or how about a pair of tickets for date night? Or you can buy a family 4-pack and take everybody. They can see all the latest vehicles, including cars, trucks, SUVs, luxury cars, and much more. For advanced discount tickets, go to autoshowmilwaukee.com. That's autoshowmilwaukee.com.
Look for great bargain buys this week at Sendix. Natural grade A boneless chicken thighs are just $2.99 per pound. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Debbie.
All right. Well, right now we're dealing with on 41 southbound. The ramp to 145 is closed right now because of a crash, and hopefully they'll get that out of there soon. It's not on the main line, but we are seeing some, there aren't really any delays because volume's so light. So yay. At this point, the rest of the system is not really slow anywhere else. Just watch yourself on some of those side roads. It may still be slick. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, partly cloudy, breezy, cold today, high temperature of 4 degrees, wind chills dipping to 30 below. Tonight, low temperature down to 9 below. Wind chills, again, near 30 below. Partly cloudy, breezy, and frigid on Tuesday. Tuesday's high 5 degrees. Wednesday's high 14. That's the warm-up. Thursday, 16 for the high temperature. And quiet weather, but cold, continues on Friday with a high of 14. Right now, 3 below in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
6:11, winter storm followed by brutal cold. Former President Donald Trump and his supporters shrugging it off in Iowa.
We have a lot of people here. If this is any indication, the storm has had zero effect.
We walk through broken glass to see Trump.
You would?
Yep.
And the caucus for him, too?
Yes.
Yep. The weather doesn't matter. Saving America is what matters.
Iowa caucuses today. First poll that actually counts in the race for the White House. ABC News correspondent Stephen Portnoy is in Des Moines, Iowa this morning with the air temp. I probably don't need to tell you, Stephen, 14 below zero. Good morning.
Oh, thanks for that reminder. I appreciate it. Look, I'll be staying inside for most of the day as much as I can, and I think a lot of Iowans will too, and that's the X factor, right? How many people actually leave their homes and go to churches, community centers, and schools at 7 o'clock Central Time tonight to take part in this process? 8 years ago was the high watermark for turnout here in Iowa. 186,000 Republicans came out in that competitive race where it was really the first opportunity for Americans to cast a vote for Donald Trump. He didn't win the Iowa caucus. Ted Cruz did, but it was a lot of excitement in the lead up to that saw 186,000 people come out. I asked the Iowa GOP chair what kind of impact the weather might have. He didn't know, but he said that all the precautions are being taken, and he noted that Iowans are a hardy lot. We heard from one man who said, "I've got a warm coat and a big truck. I'll be just fine."
Yes.
I should note that the Iowa caucuses are a significant point of pride for Hawkeyes. It's been the first in the nation contest, certainly on the Republican side, for about a half century. The Democrats are interested in removing Iowa's status, and if this had been a competitive field, this would not be the first contest on the Democratic side this year. But it is the first contest on the Republican side. That is the competitive race, and despite the weather, Donald Trump, who's far and away the front runner here, had hundreds of people come out to a rally about 20 miles south of where I am in Indianola, and he said, even if it kills you, he said it in jest, but even if you pass away, it will have been worth it if you come out and caucus for him. So, look, the Des Moines Register poll that came out Saturday night has him with a 28-point lead over his nearest rival, Nikki Haley, who's been surging, coming up a couple points. And Ron DeSantis is placing third in that poll, but the enthusiasm level for Trump and DeSantis is much higher than for Haley. So perhaps if people might have been thinking about whether they would want to risk coming out in the negative, 15-degree temperatures, it would be perhaps the Nikki Haley supporters who might not be as interested or as motivated as the Trump and DeSantis supporters.
I know we're short on time here, Stephen. Before we let you go, what's our timeline looking like tonight? When will we know?
Well, that's a great question. So the caucuses are at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and most of these events will move with deliberate speed. They are meetings. People will fill out the slips of paper, and they'll be counted, and then there'll be results announced in each of the 1,500-plus precincts. They'll all be reported into the state party, and maybe by about 9:30, 10 o'clock, we'll have results.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News national correspondent, live from Des Moines this morning. Thank you, Stephen. Stay warm.
You bet.
Sports up next with Brandon Snide.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Guthrie and Fry protects the water in my house. Guthrie and Fry has provided expert advice, quality service, and reliable water since 1974. Owners Sue and Rob are well known and very generous in the local community for supporting great causes that change lives. We've got their water softener. We've got their reverse osmosis system. Our water is crisp, clean, and clear. GFwater.com. It's Guthrie and Fry.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
Vince Vitrano here for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. My knee injury, that was a lagging problem. Grateful every day for the surgery that put me back in the game, thanks to the folks at OAW. But if maybe you got a shoveling injury, maybe there was a fall, and you don't like how things feel this morning, well, you don't have to wait to get into the emergency room to be seen. The Ortho ASAP Clinic has hours today at their location in Pewaukee as well as in Brookfield. This is a walk-right-in clinic. So if, you hurt your back or something else happened over the weekend as you were battling through the snow, you can walk right in and be seen today by the experts in orthopedic care. It's the Ortho ASAP Clinics with hours Monday through Friday in Brookfield and Monday through Saturday in Pewaukee. Now you know you're in the hands of the experts at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Visit them online at orthowisconsin.com.
Buy a $100 gift card from the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club and get a $20 gift card free. Everyone loves a world-class dinner. This offer expires January 15th. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The world counted them out, but the Packers simply did not care. Aaron Jones ran for 3 touchdowns. Jordan Love threw for 3 more in his postseason debut. And the Packers handed the Cowboys their first home loss since 2022. It was a boat race in a 48-32 wild card stunner on Sunday afternoon.
Here's Love. Pressure. Back foot throw. End zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Dontavian Wicks. Oh, my goodness.
Some of us would call it a stunner, but some of us here, Eric, called this game the way was. You did.
Did you think that was going to happen?
I believed it all week. I said it after they beat the Bears.
Snowplow.
The call there on Fox is Jordan Love absolutely cooking the Cowboys.
Barrel roll.
Finishing his playoff debut with a near-perfect passer rating, including 272 yards and those 3 touchdowns.
Being in the locker room right there, it's a great environment to be in. I'm just can't say enough how proud I am of everybody in the locker room. It's been a long season. We've been counted out a lot of the season, so just the way everybody keeps battling, keeps competing, getting better, and obviously putting on great performances like tonight. So it's a great feeling.
One more boat race.
We're out of boat races.
We're out of boat races.
Boat race.
With the win, the number 7 seeded Green Bay will now travel to San Francisco for the divisional round. The Packers becoming the first number 7 seed to knock off a number 2 seed since the NFL began this playoff format back in 2020.
So proud of our guys. Just the mindset that they had coming down here and to put on a performance like that. Couldn't be happier for them. Certainly, we knew it was going to be difficult, and hats off to Dallas making it a game at the end of the game, and just couldn't be happier for our guys. Obviously, really excited about the next opportunity.
There we go. I was waiting for one more. That opportunity there for Coach LaFleur and his Pack set for Saturday night in San Francisco against the number 1 seeded Niners. That kickoff slated for 7:15. Over to the NBA, where the Packers were not the only sports team to bring a smile to Wisconsin fans on a cold Sunday night. With the Bucks down 2 and 5 seconds remaining in the game, Damian Lillard reminding everyone what time it is.
Lillard goes into the front court. He's going to fire up a three for the win, and he hit it! Game time has arrived! On time in overtime! 143 to 142. Damian Lillard coming up with the clutch bomb to win it at the horn. Are you kidding me?
Dave Kane on the call there as the Bucks beat the Sacramento Kings 143 to 142 in overtime. Lillard with 3 of his team high 29 points there, and with the victory, Milwaukee finishes its 4-game homestand with a record of 3-1 to improve to 28-12 on the season. And lastly, Vince, the Lions. Where were you 32 years ago? That was their last playoff victory until last night. Yeah,
3 decades.
24 to 23, a really good Sunday night game.
Are you kidding me?
I would like an opportunity to see them one more time.
I think we will.
That would be delicious.
6:19 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Going there first. Got it.
When it comes to public safety in Milwaukee, no one knows it better than Annie Schwartz.
More often than not, when officers are hurt in a traffic crash, their vests actually save them.
Join WTMJ now Wednesday mornings at 9 for the Public Safety Hour. Annie will get you updated on the latest issues facing police, firefighters, and more.
One of the chiefs I used to work with always used to say was, first reports are always wrong.
It's the Public Safety Hour on WTMJ now.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Checking in with Debbie here at 6:21.
Okay, we have a crash on the ramp from 41 southbound to 145. That ramp is closed right now, so just watch out for that. Otherwise, just a disabled vehicle on 794 westbound, right about a car ferry's ramp there. The rest of the system moving along pretty well. Just watch for the slick conditions in a little bit in Ozaukee County and then through Sheboygan County. We've also got icy conditions on 43. In Kenosha County, we do have a couple of broken down vehicles. We're going to probably see a lot of those today because of the cold weather. 94 northbound, right around Highway 158, a couple of those. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm Team forecast a high of 4 degrees today with wind chills dipping to 30 below. Tonight, our air temperature, 9 below for the low. Again, wind chills, so winds will calm down a little bit, so they'll still only be about 30 below zero. Tuesday, not much better, high of 5 degrees. Wind chills still dipping to 30 below. Wednesday's high, we start to warm up. High of 14 on Wednesday. Thursday's high 16. Quiet weather continues on Friday, albeit frigid, with a high of 14 degrees and a chance for light snow. We're at 3 below right now in Milwaukee. At 6:22 on Wisconsin's Morning News, yes, it'll be Packers and 49ers Saturday night. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff with a trip to the NFC Championship on the line. Stunned the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
I want to spend a moment
my gosh.
on the Cowboys because this team was once the destroyer of dreams for the Green Bay Packers. Right? Those teams in the mid to late 90s, really mid 90s, as the Packers were rising up, our playoff hopes went to Dallas to die year after year after year. And now the Cowboys, firmly the Packers' donkeys to be abused at will.
I can't reach back and look at a playoff loss, but this seems like the most painful.
You get your rear end in there and you play the way you know how to play. We can win the game.
not that there's any world's smallest violin for me being floored. I get that. I understand that.
Felt really good about the week of preparation. Thought we matched up well. You know, we clearly picked the wrong day to have a bad day.
Cowboys owner Jerry Jones in there, former coach Jimmy Johnson in there, and old friend and a guy with a street named after him in Green Bay, Cowboys coach for now, Mike McCarthy.
Oh my gosh, bad day. Are you kidding?
Absolutely boat raced.
Oh, it wasn't even a game. It was never a game.
When did you text me?
After Savage had the pick six, making it 27-zip, I texted you and said, ball game. It's over.
Then I texted you guys and said, boat race.
Yeah. Boat race.
Hashtag.
Yeah. Over. Just over. So, yeah, I guess now again, we play these same teams every year, it feels like, doesn't it? Now I got to go do the Niners again.
It's the 90s all over again, though. Like, same teams, right? Niners were good then, too.
Yeah.
And actually, we sort of gained respect, the Packers did, by beating the Niners on the road early in that run and beat them again the year we went to the Super Bowl. You know, so like that's what we did. Beat them actually both of those years we went to the Super Bowl. Beat them at our place in the Mud Bowl in the divisional round, and then beat them in the NFC Championship out at their place to go to Super Bowl 32.
So how are you feeling about this weekend?
I'm not on this weekend yet. I'm just still basking in the glow.
I get it.
How's Snide feeling this morning?
Oh, my gosh. Well, so Snide says he's going to jump in the lake now.
I will swan dive into Lake Michigan.
That's what he said on the air yesterday.
Football guy.
I'm not sure I understand. Actually, I got to tease him about this. Like, if he was so confident the Packers were going to win, he should say he'll jump in the lake if the Cowboys would have won the game.
You know,
kidding.
Out of anger. Fine, I'll take the punishment. Right.
By the way, the Cowboys had 9.5 points in Vegas. My husband was there in Vegas this weekend. He's like, oh, I should have put money down.
If it were 9.5, holy
oh, my
cow.
God. Yeah, and they would have totally made it, and they would have,
Yeah.
So, all right, it's the 7 o'clock Saturday game. I don't know, we got stuff going Saturday that's so hard for a lot of
what, you
folks,
got a wedding to go to?
Boy, there probably are.
Story.
Think about that. There are. And people are going to be talking, are we going to have TVs? Or are we not going to have TVs? It's my wedding.
I think you
all
have
of
to.
those
Could
things.
you have a TV at your event?
No, we can talk more about that.
Okay.
So Packers and 49ers, 7 p.m. kick on Saturday with a trip to the NFC Championship on the line. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was down Friday about 120 points to 37,593. The NASDAQ up about 3 to 14,973, and the S&P 500 closed up 4 to 4784. 2024 is here. Be ready with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning from a fee-only fiduciary. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
Adrian was seriously injured when a careless driver merged into her lane.
Gruber was there for everything that I needed. Any questions that I had, Gruber was there. They made me feel like everything about my situation and my accident was very important to them, and that made me feel good. And I would definitely call Gruber again for that.
Serving Wisconsin for over 35 years, Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all.
They go above and beyond for their clients.
Home is where the heart is. Family meals, laughter, and warm memories. As your local contractor that's been around for 40 years, J&J Contractors has been helping families create new memories for generations to come by reimagining your kitchen space for baking holiday cookies with the family or opening up your lower level for friend and neighbor entertainment. Whatever the project is, J&J Contractors does it with top-of-the-line craftsmanship. Just Google J&J Contractors to see their reviews for impeccable work and outstanding communication.
Spectrum Business is made to work like your small business. Made to do it all with fast, ultra-reliable internet, phone, and mobile services. And made to work with a small business budget. Get 600 megabit per second business internet for just $49.99 a month for 1 year with select bundles. Plus, get an unlimited mobile line for free. Visit spectrum.com/work to lock in this deal now. Learn more at spectrum.com/work. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
NBA All-Star voting presented by AT&T is open now. The league's brightest stars will be heading to Indianapolis to do battle in an East-West showdown.
The stars are out early tonight.
Be a part of the team that picks the teams. Vote to help send your favorite players to NBA All-Star 2024, and you can join them in Indy. Each vote with your NBA ID enters you for a chance to win a trip to All-Star 2024. And on select days, your vote counts 3 times. Vote on the NBA app or at NBA.com/vote today.
Shop the January New Year's sale on better quality furniture and mattresses at Ken Michaels Furniture.
Wisconsin's Morning News National Anthem is powered by Weniger Compressor, putting the ICANN in American. The 4-H Showcase Sing.
It's 6:30. I'm Adam Roberts, and this is Wisconsin's Morning News for Monday, January 15th. Our top story, a fatal fire on Milwaukee's north side as temperatures remain well below zero.
I'm Debbie Lozica. We've got a couple of accidents. 194 eastbound, the Highway 18 on-ramp. Heads up with that. We've also got one where the ramp is closed. 41 southbound to 145 is closed. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
2 below this morning in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. Iowa takes pride in being the nation's first presidential nominating contest, and tonight, Republicans make their choices. ABC's Stephen Portnoy is in Des Moines.
If the final statewide poll is any indication, and longtime observers of Iowa politics believe it's a pretty good one, this is Donald Trump's race to lose. He has a 28-point lead in that poll. The sub-zero temperatures might have an impact on turnout, and that could affect the outcome. It's impossible to predict. There's never been an Iowa caucus night as cold as this one is set to be.
The freezing temperatures are not limited to Iowa. Utility regulators in Texas are asking people to conserve power this morning because of grid tightness. More than 1,500 flights in the U.S. have been canceled today. It is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, with events planned around the nation. President Biden travels to Philadelphia. And the FAA and NTSB are investigating a hot air balloon crash in Arizona Sunday that killed 4 people. This is ABC News.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 6:31. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office has been called to the scene of a fire near 9th and Burleigh this morning on Milwaukee's north side. At least one person confirmed dead so far this morning. There's been no cause of the fire officially determined. It comes as temperatures remain well below zero for many in southeast Wisconsin, and as this morning, We Energy is still reporting 7,000 customers remain without power. With all of this going on, warming shelters have taken renewed significance. Waukesha County Emergency Preparedness Coordinator Bridget Gannett tells TMJ4 News their shelter has taken in dozens from the cold, offering them a place to sleep, 3 meals a day, and mental health services.
People who don't have a warm place to go really are at added risk of frostbite. Additionally, people may be experiencing extra health concerns because of strains on their heart from snow removal, things like that.
Several municipalities have opened temporary shelters in addition to those already operating as normal while the cold lingers. While crews continue their work to restore power to those still without it, homeowners should take steps to make sure their pipes stay unfrozen as temperatures remain below zero. Milwaukee Department of Public Works Marketing and Communications Officer Brian Rothgery says residents can reduce the risk of freezing pipes by letting water run at a steady flow from the kitchen and bathroom sinks. If customers without heat need to leave their home, they should shut off the water service by closing the valve nearest to the water meter. Milwaukee Waterworks responded Friday to a major main break on the city's northwest side. While the national political focus is on Iowa today, in Wisconsin, March 15th is the day people are eyeing up. That's the deadline for new legislative maps to be in place in order to be used for the 2024 elections. Former member of the State Assembly Mordecai Lee says it reminds him of when the federal court was involved on Wisconsin's legislative maps in 1980.
They just issued a map. Nobody knew what the political impact would be. It was sort of like three blind men drawing squares on a map. And it looks to me like they're trying to avoid the uncertainty that I had experienced leading up to the 1982 election.
The state Supreme Court ruled Wisconsin's previous maps unfairly favored Republicans. And the Baird Center expansion project in downtown Milwaukee is just months away from its grand opening. Editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal, Mark Cass, tells Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News.
It is an amazing addition when you think of what was there before, and that was an open lot. And it's going to be a fourth-floor ballroom and then an overlook onto the street with a city view. Just a beautiful addition to the city, open plenty of time for the RNC, opening for some events happening yet in 24. So it's a great addition to the city, and the most important thing is that it's on schedule and on budget.
A grand opening event is planned for May 16th. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts. Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Coming up, the Emmys are tonight. We'll look ahead next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
So it's about time you spruced up your home. Nothing major. You're not looking to spend a ton, but you are looking for something that'll give your quarters a little upgrade. You know, there are a lot of things you can do with glass. Simply beveling your mirrors can do wonders. You can mill out your wood cabinet doors and replace the center with attractive glass inserts, or customize them with unique handcrafted artistry, or maybe a theme. You could even install a new glass shower door and add some real appeal to your bathroom. They're all pretty affordable home improvements. And Les's Glass Service has been helping homeowners like you for just about longer than anyone in town. You probably don't realize how affordably we can help you reach your home's full potential. But we do, and we can show you countless options. So if it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
Hey there, Eric Bilstad for Tri-County Contracting. Yes, I know it's the winter time, but the time is now to be thinking about next spring and your roof. Don't forget, Tri-County Contracting has the worry-free roof tune-up. You can schedule it now. Get it on the books. Make sure your roof is good to go next spring. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com is the website, or call 262-679-6100. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. That's Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Winter's here and here to stay, so it's time to stock up on cold weather essentials at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Stay toasty with unbeatable prices on insulated boots, outerwear, thermal layers, wool socks, and a great range of home and garage heaters. Keep animals comfortable with heated equipment, de-icers, and livestock bedding. Plus, stay safe on the go with trusted brands of tires and batteries, portable jump starters, ice scrapers, antifreeze, and more. Trust the cold weather experts and find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 6:37.
Packers already know their next trial ahead of them. They play Saturday night. Brandon Snide looks ahead in sports at 6:45.
Didn't it seem like every receiver was like wide open by 20 yards? I don't understand.
I've never seen so much green.
The Cowboys not have 11 men on the field?
Wow.
Anyway, so after being delayed for several months because of the strikes, the Emmys are tonight. And they might be set up to fail.
The Emmys just feel weird this year. First of all, because they were supposed to happen last year. Now they're on a Monday in January, and historically, weekday award shows aren't great for ratings. That would be a big blow for the Emmys, which saw their lowest ratings ever last year. Tonight, they have to compete with an NFL playoff game and the Iowa caucuses.
Yeah, yeah. So good luck with that. ABC's Jason Nathan.
Why did they drop it on today?
Well,
I know they delayed, but pick another day.
This was a big one, 75th anniversary. So they wanted to do it right and make it a thing. So obviously, with the strike, they had to push it back. So now it's tonight, and you got all of these other things taking place.
Couldn't you push it back to mid-February when nothing's happening after the Super Bowl?
Well, but then you're getting into Oscar season and all the other stuff that's going on.
And maybe a 1-2 punch. I don't know. Run it right before the Oscars. You can watch awards all day.
Yeah, why not?
6:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News. We'll talk about the thousands of power outages still underway and examine the prospect of a cold day for schools A lot of folks off today for the Martin Luther King holiday, but Tuesday doesn't look real pretty. We'll talk about that next.
This report is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
I couldn't even bend over, but now after stem cell treatment, I can deadlift a house.
Now, this is an exaggeration, but I do hear about unbelievable miracle outcomes, and I have to ask, do you really believe them? If they were true, these biological treatments wouldn't even have to be advertised. Truth is, stem cell effectiveness is nowhere near 100%. It's expensive, and it doesn't last. At Rejuvenix, our FDA-approved pharmacological treatments ease inflammation and reduce pain. They're precisely administered to where your pain lives, and they work. Will the pain reduction last forever? No. But in some cases, relief has lasted as long as 24 months, and in most cases, insurance has paid for the treatments entirely. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenix Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenix. Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
There are many reasons to choose document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Chris McLean, co-owner of DBAT Brookfield, the baseball and softball training facility, had his reasons.
I think the biggest thing, the important things for me are effective communication and timely response.
James Imaging Systems, Kyocera copiers, Kyocera network printers, Kyocera color systems, and the James team that works with you to provide the business technology to help you thrive.
Honestly, Candy had a lot to do with it.
Candy, your James Imaging Systems sales representative.
Candy built great rapport with our general manager right out of the gate. It helps that they're a local business. We're a local business as well.
James Imaging Systems, effective communication and local responsiveness.
They're a partner. James Imaging is a partner, not a vendor.
Kyocera from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Traffic is sponsored by the Delafield Brewhouse Restaurant and Brewery. Visit delafieldbrewhouse.com for daily specials.
A porter is in order at the Delafield Brewhouse. Their medium-bodied ale is brewed with dark roasted malt for a smooth and bold finish. The Delafield Brewhouse.
20 to 7, let's get an update on the roads here with Deb.
Well, we got a new crash here, 43 southbound at Hampton. Center lane is blocked right now, so that's going to be affecting your ride. We've also got this other one on the ramp from Highway 18 to 94 eastbound in Waukesha County, so heads up with that. The accident at 145, that actually has been cleared out of the way, so that ramp has reopened. Rest of the system, we're looking okay. Just watch out for some of those slick conditions through Ozaukee County as well as Sheboygan County, showing very slippery conditions and icy roads on 43. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Here we go, another cold day across southeastern Wisconsin. We have wind chill advisories extending until 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. Until then, we'll see wind chills near 15 to 30 below. That includes for today with high temperatures only in the single digits. Tonight, we'll see those temperatures drop back down near 10 below. Tuesday, we'll get in the single digits once again with partly cloudy skies and some breezy winds. Wednesday, we get back into the teens, 14 degrees for high temperature, 16 on Thursday, and then by Friday, still holding on to the teens with the chance for a few snow showers. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 3 below, wind chills at minus 18. And hope you like it because we got a few more days of it. Bitter cold sticking around for days here on Wisconsin's Morning News. Most dangerous as far as wind chills would be today and tomorrow. Wind chill advisory, you heard Tyler say, in effect.
For the next couple of days.
Next couple of days.
Until Wednesday.
Yeah. North of 7,000 people still without power this morning. Many of them lost that power Friday night. Everybody knows somebody who is without power if you were not among them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least for a period. A lot of folks that went out Friday night came back on overnight Friday into Saturday, right?
You didn't have any issues, no power outage?
I was here. I was right when some neighbors in Greendale also lost power, like one subdivision over in Greendale. We call them sections.
Okay.
One group over, like I could hear surging. Like,
really? Like where? In your
here
house?
we go. Yeah, somewhere. Near the box, something.
That's a sound I don't want to hear.
Probably should follow up on that. Right. But some folks still without power. It's been days. TMJ4's Kaylee Starl Caught up with Ruby Miller, who's shacked up in a hotel.
Miller is just one of many who are turning to hotels after losing power at home during this weekend's snowstorm.
On Friday night, we ended up losing power and never got it back on. And we lost everything.
I went to several hotels in West Dallas. Managers tell me they saw people checking in on Saturday and Sunday after losing lights and heat.
I feel horrible for all these other people, especially those who can't afford places like this. Just not knowing what's going to happen and when it's going to come back.
Some folks are in warming centers that have been opened, having to stay overnight, sleeping on cots, and what? Because if you didn't have family or someplace else to stay or didn't have the means, you have to get out of this.
It's just awful. I mean, it's so unbearable.
It's of no use to anyone, right? Like, I'm not a winter sports guy, but I know so many people are here in southeast Wisconsin. They love the snow.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'll weather that so folks can enjoy it. It's an economic driver in our state for sure. I can get behind that. Big snow, whatever. But this is no good for anybody.
When I just heard Steven be outside.
How's this helping anyone?
My dog was completely thrown off his game. He was using the bathroom in the middle of someone's driveway because he just didn't even know where to go during our walk.
Tried to put a sweater on one of my dogs, the puppy. He was sitting on the couch. That was not a good idea.
Yeah.
He decided to go right there. Like, no.
Oh, as far as school is concerned, a lot of folks are off for the Martin Luther King holiday today. Tuesday morning will still be bitter cold. As Brandon indicated, the low temperature tonight is 9 below. Typically, they'll call off school for a wind chill warning, and that threshold is 35 below for the wind chill. Doesn't look like we'll hit it. Tonight and tomorrow we'll be knocking on the door with winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, but Tyler's got wind chills dipping as low as 30 below zero, but not quite to that 35 below threshold. So at this point, I would predict they will still have school on Tuesday, but we'll be knocking on the door. 6:45, Brandon's got sports coming up next.
My doctor told me my blood pressure is borderline. I figured I could worry about it or do something about it. So I took control with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula. It works safely and naturally to help maintain healthy blood pressure with a custom blend of garlic, vitamins, and minerals. And it's odor-free. I'm taking charge with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Valentine's Day is here. This year, give the ultimate gift. Name a star after your sweetheart. This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. For 45 years, we've named millions of stars for celebrities, dignitaries, and individuals worldwide. For $59 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, you can give the most memorable gift. The star you name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Visit starregistry.com or call 800-282-3333.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. This is the morning. This is the morning you know if you got a drafty windows or doors problem. Right?
Yeah, you can figure it out pretty easy.
Won't be hard to figure out, right? You feel that cold air blowing in. It's sucking your energy prices right out the door, or your energy savings and all of that. And this might be the day when you decide, like, we got to do something about this because the cold isn't going anywhere for a while. And Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is a great deal to offer you right now. If you book work in your home by the 31st of this month, you pay 0% interest for up to 36 months. No interest up to 36 months if you book the work by January 31st. No matter what you need, maybe you need design flexibility. Maybe you've got some sizes that don't fit into your traditional sizes. They'll do custom work for you like they did at my house. And right now, 0% interest for up to 36 months when you book the work by January 31st. Visit PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions do apply.
Get a tax refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt now. No fee refund advance is offered to eligible clients. Application required. Loans by Republic Bank. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
Jordan Love threw for 3 touchdowns. Aaron Jones ran for 3 more, and the Packers shocked the Cowboys in Dallas by a final score of 48-32 in the NFC wildcard round. The Packers, with the win, become the first number 7 seed to win an NFL playoff game. Next up, a date with the number 1 seeded Niners in Santa Clara on Saturday night. There we go. Damian Lillard hit a buzzer-beating three-pointer in overtime as the Bucks dethroned the Kings in a 143-142 thrilling win. Lillard led the way with 29 points, and with the victory, the Bucks win their 3rd straight game to improve to 28-12. And lastly, the number 11th ranked Marquette Golden Eagles will look to snap their 2-game losing skid with a visit from Villanova tonight in Milwaukee. Tip-off time set for later this afternoon at 1:30.
It's time for Extra Points, a sports opinion commentary on Wisconsin's morning news. Here's Brendan Snide.
Believe it or not, the Green Bay Packers are moving on in the playoffs and now sit just 2 wins away from playing in this year's Super Bowl. Say those words out loud once more and think back to the month of October when this team won 0 games and things looked about as bleak as it gets. Can you believe this team is at where it's at right now? Who would have thought? Honestly, is this not one of the most unpredictable seasons since, I don't know, who knows when? After thrashing the Cowboys in Jerry's World once more, Jordan Love and head coach Matt LaFleur are moving on, and after that victory, it dawned on me. This was the most significant Packers playoff win since the year they won their last Super Bowl in 2010. Following the Packers' win in Super Bowl 45, Aaron Rodgers led Green Bay teams to multiple playoff games that were coupled with both wins and losses, and yes, some of them big, but to me, not as big as what happened on Sunday afternoon in Arlington, Texas. Injuries, youth, inexperience, you name it, the Packers have it, and now the world is officially on notice. Over those Rodgers years, those Packer teams were expected to be great. They drafted well under Ted Thompson and were one of the best teams in the NFC for quite some time. This team this year was not supposed to be here. This was not supposed to happen. They just weren't. It was supposed to be a rebuilding year. They were counted out more times than any other team that's left remaining in the dance, and somehow, some way, this team just keeps fighting off adversity like never before. They began the season with a lousy 2-5 record and couldn't buy a win for over a month, and now sit on the doorstep of shocking the world after making history as the first number 7 seed to knock off a number 2 seed. Down, but never out. The mantra for this 2023 Packers team. Keep counting out the pack. It seems to be the way they like it.
Ahoy, mateys! Calling all mariners and sea dogs, it's time for the Milwaukee Boat Show. January 19th through the 21st and 24th through the 28th. Come to the Expo Center at State Fair Park for all things boating. And while you're there, register to win an HO Sports Hawaii inflatable floating dock courtesy of Skipper Buds. It's the Milwaukee Boat Show at the Expo Center at State Fair Park. Get your tickets now at showspan.com/MBS.
Time to ramp up your business. Work smarter with Walker Media Agency, building your brand. Vince Vitrano here. Matt Walker and his team have rebuilt so many websites for Wisconsin companies big and small. From online publications, software solution company, and even a company that rents campers direct online. Walker Media Agency has all of their websites attractive, functional, and optimized for search engine results. A beautiful website that no one can find? That's not working for you. And are you confident when new customers get to the digital front door of your business, they'll be as confident and proud as you are? If you even wonder about the answer to that, get Matt Walker and Walker Media Agency working for you so you can focus on what you do best. Start that relationship with Matt at WalkerWTMJ.com. That's WalkerWTMJ.com.
Here at Richlands, we offer both comfort service and expert service.
Our comfort service comes with movie theater popcorn, hot gourmet coffee, upfront pricing, on-time scheduling, plus anything else we can do to keep you comfortable.
Put that on top of honest service from the most friendliest, hard-working people you'll ever meet inside a tire and service center, and well, we'd like to believe we're on the right track to meeting your expectations.
But when your check engine light, tire light, or any other light screams, "Service me," well, that means you're due for our other type of service.
Our expert service. Tires, brakes, belts, mufflers, transmissions, and even engine repair.
Come on into Richlands and put our expert service to the test.
And while you're relaxing, enjoy our comfort services too. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Traffic is sponsored by Evans Transportation Services. Thank heavens for Evans. Rely on one company for accounting, shipping, and tracking. Evans Transportation Services. Family owned for 40 years and continuing to grow. Evans Transportation Services in Brookfield.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Not a day you want to have car trouble, Deb, out there on the roads. How are we looking?
Well, there is some cars with trouble, unfortunately. We do have eastbound 94 at the Highway 18 on-ramp. We have an accident there. And then we've also got 43 southbound right about at Hampton. The center lane is blocked. 13 minutes right now, Brown Deer Road to downtown. Road conditions not wonderful in Ozaukee County. 43 showing some snow-covered areas heading past Port Washington. We've got icy conditions on 43 in Sheboygan County, as well as slippery stretches along 57, as well as northern Sheboygan on 43. So that's just something to keep in mind. We're going to have nasty conditions around the area. Hey, be our eyes on the roads. If you can safely report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions, do so to the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 5-day forecast is sponsored by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. On our way to a high temperature today of 4 degrees, with wind chills dipping to 30 below. Tonight's low down to 9 below. That's the air temperature. Wind chills down to 30 below as well. Tuesday, high temperature of 5. Wind chills still 15 to 30 below zero. Wednesday, we start to warm up. High of 14 degrees. Thursday's high 16. Friday, we bring in a chance of light snow with a high of just 14 degrees. Right now, 3 below. At 6:54 on Wisconsin's Morning News, national holiday today, observing the life and contributions of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
And I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
Our teammates at 101.7 The Truth have a day of programming to honor Dr. King and celebrate here in southeast Wisconsin. Our guy Telly Hughes, host of Truth Be Told with DT and Telly, joins us live for the 27th annual YMCA MLK Breakfast. Morning, Telly.
Good morning. How you doing, guys?
I'm doing well. Specifically, what are you talking about this morning as you get set for the breakfast?
Again, like you just said, we are going to have a remembrance of Dr. Martin Luther King. Can't believe it's been 56 years since his passing in 1968. And as a part of the 27th annual YMCA MLK Day breakfast celebration, they have like speech winners and they've had different contests. So we are actually going to interview one of the winners of the speech contest. It's a fourth grader. Her name is Journey Granberry, and we had a chance to interview her a week or two back, Vince and Eric, and oh my God, this young lady is outstanding. So looking forward to that, but it's just really a day to just set aside and just talk about the contributions that Dr. Martin Luther King made to just society. Is not just regulated to Black history. This is a part of American history, and I look forward to this day every year because it is a day to just honor this great man.
I love when you talk to the young people too, Telly, because you think about this young lady you were just talking about. She's a half century removed from the actual life of Dr. King. Do they get it? Like, what are the messages that he put out that resonates with young people right now?
I know that the biggest message that Dr. King has had as a part of his one of the greatest speeches in history is having a dream, but also just unifying. And I think each year we try to sit back and analyze or try to get the pulse of, okay, where are we in what he was trying to fight for over 50 years or 55 years ago. And I'm hopeful every year that, I mean, this day is not just a day off from school, but to at least watch a program. There's all type of programs throughout the day in the city if you want to in person. I don't know, with today being super duper cold, people were more inclined to do so, but there's programming on PBS and all type of different networks are going to do different things. So I hope, Vince, that people pay attention, the younger generation pay attention and really understand what he was doing in the era he was doing it.
Appreciate it, Telly. It's going to be a long and great day of broadcasting on 101.7 The Truth today, honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Business headlines are up next. Here's the Milwaukee Business Journal's Linda Spice.
A unique mid-century home in Mount Pleasant hits the market for more than $2.5 million. Built in 1957, the triangle-shaped home was originally designed by architect John Randall MacDonald and has views of the Racine Country Club and the Root River. About 600 new apartments will open near Microsoft Corporation's Mount Pleasant Data Center development by the end of 2028. The Village of Mount Pleasant will provide developers a $3.75 million loan to acquire the site for the project. The first Culver's in the village of Paddock Lake opens on Monday, January 15th in Kenosha County. The restaurant is located at 7600 Antioch Road and is one of 5 Culver's owned by Murch Foods in Wisconsin and Illinois. I'm Linda Spice with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Hey, it's Christmas in January at the Mine Shaft Restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I love the fun at the Mine Shaft. It's been the area's most affordable, family-friendly restaurant for over 46 years, and is still decked out with thousands of holiday lights and Christmas characters. It will lift your spirits. Your kids are going to love it. Big breakfast start at just $7.99. And Mondays are Family Pizza Day. Enjoy a huge 18-inch pizza for just $14.99. Easily feeds a family of 4. Tuesday, check this out. The Mexican buffet is all you can eat under $10. Desserts are always buy one, get one free, and I love that. Your kids and grandkids can safely play in that world-class game room, quietly tucked away from the dining area while you finish up your meal, maybe have an after-dinner drink. Experience the Wisconsin Mine Shaft. It's the amazing Mine Shaft restaurant and the Tuesday all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet under $10. No reservations needed, just walk on in. It's Christmas in January at the super affordable Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Hey, Gene Miller for Forest Ridge Senior Residences, a caring community known for its small-town friendliness while offering luxury living in a big way. Nestled in the village of Hales Corners, Forest Ridge delivers first-class amenities, accommodating active lifestyles with entertainment and transportation. Enter through the fully renovated community center with exquisite dining to see our brand-new 1- and 2-bedroom apartments, where your rent is frozen until 2026. Come tour Forest Ridge Senior Residences today. Call 414-485-9507.
Your hometown hub for everything that matters. The latest news, traffic, weather, and sports on Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 7 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, January 15th, our top story. Bitter cold impacting thousands still without power.
I'm Eric Bilstead. Weather could be the factor in Iowa.
I'm Brandon Snide. A Texas-sized boat race has the pack moving on to California.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Really tough ride on southbound 43 right now. There's an accident at Hampton Avenue. Center lane is blocked right now. So right now, 13 minutes to get from Brown Deer Road to downtown. Delays starting around Silver Spring. We've also got an accident at the end of the Highway 18 on-ramp to 94 eastbound. It's not on the main line, so you can go past it without much of a problem, but just something to keep in mind if you're going to be taking the Highway 18 on-ramp. That might be a little bit backed up. The rest of the system moving along pretty well. Just watch for those bridges, overpasses, on and off ramps. Might be slick. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy, breezy, and cold today. High of just 4 degrees. Right now we're at 3 below. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, dangerously cold temperatures sticking around for a couple of days. Highs in the single digits. Wind chills near 25 below. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tyler Morris says this Arctic air is sticking around.
We're going to take a couple days before we start to warm things up. We have a wind chill advisory for today. This runs until 9 a.m. Wednesday morning for wind chills as low as 30 to 35 below. for this morning, tomorrow morning, and even into Wednesday morning. So we still have about 3 more days to go where we're in the heart of this Arctic air mass.
We Energy's crews continue to work to restore power to tens of thousands of customers. Right now, looking at just north of 7,000 customers still without power. Majority of them are in Waukesha County.
With so many out of power, Waukesha County Emergency Preparedness Coordinator Bridget Nadd is telling TMJ4 News their shelter has taken in dozens from the cold, offering them a place to stay.
People who don't have a warm place to go really are at added risk of frostbite. Additionally, people may be experiencing extra health concerns because of strains on their heart from snow removal, things like that.
And frozen pipes could be an issue if homeowners are dealing with that. Little bit of advice on that front.
Milwaukee Department of Public Works Marketing and Communications Officer Brian Rothgary says residents can reduce the risk of freezing pipes by letting their water run at a steady flow from the kitchen and bathroom sinks. If customers without heat need to leave their home, they should shut off water service by closing the valves nearest to the water meter, usually found in the basement. This comes as Milwaukee Waterworks responded Friday to a main break on the city's northwest side that left many in the area with low water pressure. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Iowans preparing to cast their ballots in tonight's GOP caucuses, and they'll be contending with temps potentially even lower than ours here. ABC's Stephen Portnoy tells Wisconsin's Morning News that the X factor for today's caucus is that weather.
How many people actually leave their homes and go to churches, community centers, and schools at 7 o'clock Central Time tonight to take part in this process? I asked the Iowa GOP chair what kind of impact the weather might have. He didn't know, but he said that all the precautions are being taken, and he noted that Iowans are a hardy lot.
The Des Moines Register poll released last week showed former President Donald Trump with a commanding lead.
Season continues at least for one more week for the Green Bay Packers. One of 7 touchdowns for the Packers and a 48-32 throttling of the Dallas Cowboys. Jordan Love threw for 3 touchdowns. Aaron Jones, 3 of his own.
The Packers led 27-0 in the first half and 48-16 with 10 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. A dominant win by Matt LaFleur's Packers from start to finish.
We came in at halftime, and I asked the guys, I said, hey, what's the score? And they all said 0-0. And I know it's one thing to say it, and it's another thing to go out and do it. But fortunately, we built a lead that was too big to overcome.
The Packers snapped the Cowboys' 16-game home winning streak in the process.
Each phase contributed to the win.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ Sports.
And the prize for winning a trip out west to face the top-seeded 49ers Saturday night.
Coming up, don't look now, but tax season is almost here.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:05.
The reviews are in, and folks seem to like how we do business. And what's more, they can't get over the level of service and real estate expertise they get for far less than what they'd pay an agent from a big-name company. At 3.5 to 3.9%, you'll save up to nearly 50% in commission by choosing a Benefit Realty full-service agent. Everything they do, we do, for up to 50% less. There's no catch. I'm Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. See our success stories at benefit-realty.com. One day, a 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission structure will be commonplace. But for now, it's not the case. So you can pay 6% for what we can do for about half that, or you can pay less for full service. For some, it's hard to believe, but for our customers, they know it to be true. I'm Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, and our agents understand the meaning of great customer service. And you'll see they're the cream of the crop. So don't pay more than you have to. Pay less for full service with Benefit Realty. Benefit-realty.com.
Imagine a world-class destination with exciting entertainment, amazing food, and stunning amenities. That's the future of Kenosha, thanks to the proposed Hard Rock Kenosha Hotel and Casino. This new project will create more than 1,000 full-time construction jobs, and once it's completed, will bring over $350 million to the area each year and provide over 1,000 good-paying full-time jobs to Kenosha area residents. Annual financial contributions to local governments will be millions of dollars a year. And it's a Wisconsin-based project, so everyone in our community benefits. The proposal's already received overwhelming support from the Kenosha Common Council. Let our County Board of Supervisors know Kenosha wants to cash in with the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Use the directory at kenoshacounty.org to make your voice heard and learn more about the project at casino.hardrock.com/Kenosha. Paid for by Menominee Kenosha Gaming Authority.
Are you tired of being tired? Go to adventknows.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
Start time and opponents set for the Green Bay Packers. We are 4 quarters from the NFC Championship. Brandon Snide has that in sports at 7:15.
House fire turns deadly overnight. Person dead, another in the hospital after this fire on Milwaukee's north side. This was near 9th and Burleigh early this morning. No word on what caused that fire.
A major redevelopment of the Urban Ecology Center's Washington Park location.
The Washington Park location will expand its field trip programming from 13 to 31 nearby schools after a new 2-story building is completed this fall.
Field experiences focused on their science education. Whatever they're learning in the classroom at the time is then paired with an experience at Washington Park.
Executive Director Jen Hensey tells WTMJ that students will also get to use a new observation deck and explore an additional 10 acres of green space.
They're building ownership of a green space that's close to them that they can get on their bike or get on a bus, and come back to.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
The IRS begins accepting tax returns 2 weeks from today.
The earlier you file, the greater your protection against identity thieves. Financial advisor Xavier Epps.
When you wait or you prolong filing, someone else can get your information, your identity, file a return on your behalf, have the money deposited in their account. Now you have to go back and forth with the Internal Revenue Service and the state.
Another benefit of filing early, you'll get any refund you're owed that much sooner. Christopher Cruz, CBS News, Washington.
Coming up, the Iowa caucuses are tonight. When we could see results. That story next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
Replacement windows and doors. Where do you start? Siding Unlimited is where. Why? Well, you know about Siding Unlimited's Contractor of the Year awards from Pella, right? But Siding Unlimited offers many other choices too. Wood, vinyl, fiberglass, traditional, contemporary. Siding Unlimited will work with your style and your budget. And whatever choices you make, be assured that Wisconsin's climate extremes will stay out there to look at, not inside to bother you. So, start with Siding Unlimited. Local, family-owned, honest and reliable, knowledgeable and skilled. And lots of options, too. You want windows, but think siding. Siding Unlimited, Wisconsin's best, America's best. SidingUnlimited.com.
Traffic is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
Rejuvenix. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to Rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
7:10, let's get an update on the roads. Debbie.
All right, well, eastbound on 94 at Highway 18, the end of the on-ramp there, we have an accident that's being worked on. Might be gone by now, but still something to keep in mind. We've also got an accident on southbound 43 at Hampton. Center lane is blocked with this, and it is tying things up. We got backups back to Silver Spring. The rest of the system, for the most part, looking pretty good. Just give yourself a little extra time today for those one-off, slippy, slidey type of situations that you might come across. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. We are in the heart of winter right now, and it feels like it. Wind chills are going to stay near 15 to 30 below, with a wind chill advisory extending until 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. Until then, we'll see wind chills near 15 to 30 below. We'll see highs today in the single digits, then for tonight dropping down near 10 below. Tuesday, high temperatures in the single digits once again with some breezy winds out of the west. And then for Wednesday, we're finally back into the teens, 14 degrees for a high temperature, close to 16 on Thursday. And then on Friday, high temperatures in the teens with a chance for a few snow showers. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team Forecast on WTMJ.
Right now, Milwaukee temp at 2 below zero.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
7:12 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Yeah, Iowa caucuses today, the first poll that actually counts for something, right? We asked the man who's leading in all the polls and his devoted supporters, the frigid weather in Iowa, double digits below zero this morning, will have no impact.
We have a lot of people here. If this is any indication, the storm has had zero effect.
We walked through broken glass to see Trump.
You would?
Yep.
And the caucus for him too?
Yes.
Yep. The weather doesn't matter. Saving America is what matters.
I mean, barring the unforeseen, right? The battle in Iowa, to set the stage for the rest of the races for second.
You wonder if the weather would impact just because the polls are so lopsided. If some caucus goers won't go just because, like, wow, we already know what's going to happen.
Traditional thinking would suggest that, right? Candidate A is so ahead in the polls, they don't need my one caucus vote in this thing, therefore, right, the inevitable will happen. I think, the Trump factor is just different. You heard those folks, like, would do whatever for him. So if you buy into the race being for second place, it's Florida Governor Ron DeSantis making his pitch Sunday in Ankeny, Iowa? Ankeny? Oh, yeah, you went to Drake, right? Where's Drake? Des Moines?
Des Moines, yep.
Yeah,
yep.
So is that near Des Moines?
Ankeny is around Des Moines in that stretch.
You don't just got to sit around and throw your shoe at the TV screen and get upset and frustrated for everything that's gone. You actually have the power in your hands to do something about it on Monday night.
Yeah, so that's Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. TMJ4 News chief political reporter Charles Benson. He's been in Iowa for days leading up to the caucuses. He was following Nikki Haley on Sunday, former governor of South Carolina and former ambassador.
2 days until caucus.
Nikki Haley arrived prepared for the weather and the frenetic finish, wearing a sweater that reads, "She who dares wins."
You have a choice to make. This is go time. All eyes are on Iowa.
Haley calls former President Trump the right president the first time around, but not now, saying he brings too much legal chaos to take on Democrats and Joe Biden.
You don't defeat Democrat chaos with Republican chaos.
And Charles Benson is going to join us live from Iowa coming up at about 10 minutes after 8 this morning. I guess the other thing to watch would be, could Vivek Ramaswamy score an upset of some type by finishing third? Maybe. I mean, I don't know if second's within reach, but could he knock out DeSantis or Haley by finishing ahead of either of those two?
And then New Hampshire. By the way, that will dictate who will be in the debate. The next debate is Thursday.
Oh, and is that one in New Hampshire, right?
That one's for the New Hampshire primary, which is next week.
At 7:15, Brandon Snide's got sports coming up next.
The special Milwaukee Auto Show Advanced Discount Ticket Offer has been extended to January 21st. Turns out a lot of people want to come to the auto show. Get your auto show tickets now at a big discount. Buy a single ticket, or how about a pair of tickets for date night? Or you can buy a family 4-pack and take everybody. They can see all the latest vehicles, including cars, trucks, SUVs, luxury cars, and much more. For advanced discount tickets, go to autoshowmilwaukee.com. That's autoshowmilwaukee.com.
This might be the most important thing you hear today. I got an HVAC guy for you, and you may need him. It's Absolute Comfort HVAC. Boy, we were talking even this morning. Your furnace is in good shape, so is mine. I got the furnace tune-up with Brent and his son Drew from Absolute Comfort HVAC, so I'm feeling good about it, but
it's running nonstop.
These aren't designed to just run nonstop.
Forever and ever and ever.
So if you need an HVAC guy in these frigid temperatures, what you don't want to do is start fumbling around on Google looking for that person. I've got your HVAC guy. It's Absolute Comfort HVAC. Here's the number. Have it ready. 262-664-9284. 262-664-9284. You're looking for Absolute Comfort HVAC. The website is absolutecomfortwi.com.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The world counted them out, but the Packers simply did not care on Sunday. Aaron Jones ran for 3 touchdowns. Jordan Love threw for 3 more in his postseason debut. And the Packers handed the Cowboys their first home loss since 2022 in a 48-32 wild card stunner in Texas.
Here's Love. Pressure. Back foot throw. End zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Dontavian Wicks. Oh, my goodness.
Snowplow.
The call there on Fox as Jordan Love absolutely cooked the Cowboys on Sunday, finishing his playoff debut with a near-perfect passer rating, including 272 yards and those 3 scores.
Being in the locker room right there, it's a great environment to be in. You know, can't say enough how proud I am of everybody in the locker room. It's been a long season. We've been counted out a lot of the season, so just the way everybody keeps keeps battling, keeps competing, getting better, and obviously putting on great performances like tonight. So it's a great feeling.
Summing up the Packers' victory. With the win, the number 7 seeded Green Bay Packers will now travel to San Francisco for the divisional round. The Packers becoming the first number 7 seed to ever knock off a number 2 seed since the NFL began this playoff format in 2020.
So proud of our guys. Just the mindset that they had coming down here and to put on a performance like that. Couldn't be happier for them. Certainly, we knew it was going to be difficult, and hats off to Dallas making it a game at the end of the game, and just couldn't be happier for our guys. Obviously, really excited about the next opportunity.
That opportunity for Coach LaFleur and his team set for Saturday night in San Francisco against the number 1 seeded Niners. That kickoff slated for 7:15.
I should really read my boat show promo right here, but we'll wait.
Perfect. Go ahead for it. Over to the NBA, where the Packers, not the only sports team to bring a smile to Wisconsin fans on a cold Sunday night. With the Bucks down 2 in overtime with 5 seconds remaining, Damian Lillard reminding everyone what time it is.
Lillard goes into the front court. He's going to fire up a 3 for the win, and he hit it! Game time has arrived! On time in overtime! 143 to 142! Damian Lillard coming up with the clutch bomb to win it at the horn! Are you kidding me?
Dave Kane on the call there as the Bucks beat the Sacramento Kings 143 to 142 in overtime. Lillard with 3 of his team-high 29 points there, and with the victory, Milwaukee finishing its 4-game homestand with a record of 3-1 to improve to 28-12 on the season. Now, Vince, last night, Eric, I was talking to my wife. I came home after watching the game at my family's house, and I told her, tonight was one of the best nights of my life. And she said, you have children. And I said, I know.
Are you kidding me?
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for one of the very special places in our community. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. They offer early memory loss classes. They take care of people in your family who have dementia symptoms or other related cognitive declines. I'll tell you what, I've been in their facilities. They're special. They're incredible. I have an aunt who's in a facility. I know what it means to make sure your family's in the right place. That's Azura. It's compassion and empathy. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, AzuraLiving.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Johnson & Sons Paving. Good time to get on the schedule now for your commercial paving project in the coming year. When you book the work in winter, it helps you get your budget straight, and it puts the Johnson & Sons design team to work now. Chris Gust is one of the project managers over there. Now, you will note his last name is not Johnson, but he's good anyway. And this is the great thing about working with Johnson & Sons Paving. Your project gets its own project manager. Someone like Chris who comes out to your property, walks the property with you, looks at the parameters of the project. That person sees you through from start to finish. Chris has been talking about the different kinds of work they do, parking lot maintenance, building out a 5-year plan for your paved surface, resurfacing your lot or drive, concrete, maybe it's sidewalk or walkway to the front door, patio out back, all services provided by the best in the business, our great friends and amazing family. Plenty of Johnsons over there, no subcontractors. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
Be our eyes on the roads. Report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329.
Checking in with Debbie here at 7:21.
Okay, eastbound 94, things are starting to slow down heading into the Gerkes Corners area where we have an accident at the end of the Highway 18 on-ramp. So be careful with that. Southbound on 43, we've got this backup at, from Silver Spring on down. Right around Hampton Avenue, we had an accident. It was in the center lane for the longest time, but now it is in the right lane. So they're slowly moving it off to the side. It is 24 minutes, though, to get from Brown Deer Road into downtown. So that's up to a 13-minute backup. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of just 4 degrees in your Storm Team forecast. Wind chills dipping to 30 below. Tonight's low temperature, 9 below. And again, wind chills down to 30 below zero. Tuesday, partly cloudy, breezy, and frigid conditions continue. High of 5 degrees, wind chills 15 to 30 below on Tuesday. Then we start to warm up. Mostly cloudy Wednesday, high 14. Thursday's high 16 degrees. Friday back down to 14 for a high temperature with a slight chance of light snow. Right now at 2 below in Milwaukee.
Let's go!
It's time to look at the week ahead.
Having any fun yet?
All right, the week ahead on Wisconsin's Morning News. What can we expect to see on the televisions, in your timelines, what you hear on the radio, what you're reading on the internet?
I tell you, some weeks we're putting this together, and you're like, I don't know, man. I got like 3 things happening this week.
It's a boring week.
That is not this week.
Especially today, just today alone. Lots going on. So today's MLK Day. A lot happening there. The YMCA holding an MLK Day breakfast this morning in Milwaukee. Also, there's a celebration at the Marcus Performing Arts Center later today. And our sister station, The Truth, they're broadcasting live at both of those events.
That's when the speech winners, the young ones, get up there and give their speeches.
Pretty cool. Ceremony in Madison, too, at noon today for MLK Day. It's also the Iowa caucus tonight. This is on the GOP side of things. Donald Trump is leading in the polls. He's likely to come out on top. 2 playoff football games also today. Yeah, so if you paid attention, you noticed that the Bills didn't play yesterday. Bills
if you wanted that appetizer before the Packer game, you didn't get it.
It would have been awesome. It would have been a great game because of all the crazy snow and whatnot, but they decided a little too dangerous to do that with 70,000 people all trying to get into one spot during a blizzard-like condition.
They literally had a travel ban in place, so you can't tell people you can't drive unless you're going at a game.
I mean, you imagine if we did that when we had our issues? I mean, okay, now let's all go to Lambeau. So anyway, they pushed it back. It's this afternoon now, 3:30. Then there's a game tonight, Buccaneers and Eagles. The winner of that game will play the Lions. Of course, you know the Packers. They play Saturday night against the 49ers headed to the Bay. Also today, we're still on today, by the way, the Emmys. So the Emmys are going to try to
got shoehorned in there.
Try to carve a niche and somehow get some attention when you have football, you have caucuses, and you have all this other stuff going on. So anyway, we'll see how many people watch that tonight. If you're curious, Secession is the most nominated show tonight. Later in the week, speaking of the caucuses, so we do have another primary debate. So this one's in New Hampshire. ABC's got this one. So what's going to work is they're going to determine who's in it basically by you must either finish in the top 3 of the caucus or have 10% in 2 separate national polls. So it's likely only going to be a handful, 2, maybe 3 people tops in that debate on Thursday. And that's for New Hampshire, which primary is next week. Green Day is going to release a new album. You want to guess how many albums Green Day has?
When's the last time we heard from them?
I would have said it's been a long time, but apparently they have 14 albums.
I would have put the over-under at 5 and might have guessed the under.
14. Wow. Saviors is coming out on Friday, so you have that to look forward to. At the movies, really nothing sexy. I know it's January. Usually this is when the movies aren't very good. So here are some of them. Missing, Women Talking, Detective Night, Out of Exile, Blaze, New Gods, Kids vs. Aliens. So those are your movies that you can look forward to today.
Is the boat one already out?
The boat one?
Yeah, the rowing team.
Oh, yeah, that came out on Christmas Day.
Oh, all right.
And that's the one that you accused of being
it's like Chariots of Fire, except on the water.
They don't row.
They might use the same soundtrack.
Of course, the big story that you're going to hear all about all week long is what's happening on Saturday. So some of the stories that you can expect. Okay, what do tickets look like for the 49ers-Packers game on Saturday night? Oh, who is getting married on Saturday night that now has to
think about that?
That'll be one of the stories. Another one will be like, okay, what kind of travel packages can we get to fly out there for a quick hit? What else? What am I missing? Those are the big ones. Which Packers players from the Bay Area?
Okay,
there's another one. That one.
Mayoral bet.
Oh, mayoral bet.
Are we at that now? Do we start those? So
we'd like to wager 10 pounds of Usinger's bratwurst and some local brewery
for some fish.
What do they got out there?
We got some good. They have
fish.
Well, some wine.
Oh yeah, sure. Some California wine and
yeah.
But save your cheese. We got that. Thanks. Also, these things are so tired. Don't do it.
The bet. I want it. I'm
going
to make it happen now. I'm going to poke the mayor. Make sure he does one.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average closed Friday down almost 120 points to 37,593. The NASDAQ up just a few to 14,973. And the S&P 500 closed Friday at 4784. That was up about 3.5 points. 2024 is here. Be ready with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning from a fee-only fiduciary. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
Senator Devin LeMahieu, you're the majority leader of the Wisconsin State Senate, and you've talked a lot about the importance of election integrity. Well, right now, we have a big problem. You see, there's a guy on the Wisconsin Election Commission named Robert Spindell, and Robert Spindell was one of the 10 fake electors in Wisconsin whose actions were part of an effort to overturn the 2020 election results and undermine the will of the people. Yet Robert Spindell still sits on the most powerful election commission in the state, the Wisconsin Election Commission. Well, why is that, Senator? Senator LeMahieu, you have the power to remove Robert Spindell by rescinding his Wisconsin Election Commission appointment. Wisconsin can't allow someone whose actions helped undermine the integrity of our elections to have any role in running them. That's why those of us at All Voting is Local Action Wisconsin fact-checked and paid for this ad on Firebob.com.
Being present and in the moment for family activities was impossible because Will Burt was so focused on the constant pain in his leg.
My wife likes to take walks. I always kind of dreaded going on walks because they hurt. The boys both play baseball. I coach their teams. I was going to do them and be in pain and be uncomfortable and kind of sacrifice my own health.
An old Achilles injury left Will coping with agonizing pain until he discovered the natural biologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No surgery or steroids. The procedure took place in the office, and Will walked right out.
I feel great. There's no pain. There's no tenderness.
Patients like Will are feeling amazing and living their best lives.
Ironically, just got off the golf course today, so I think that's a good telltale sign that the Achilles is feeling better.
Don't be in pain another day. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Their video interview tool makes it easy and effortless to meet with candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
It's 7:30. I'm Adam Roberts, and this is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Monday, January 15th. Our top story, the bitter cold and its many impacts across southeast Wisconsin.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We've got eastbound 94, Highway 18 on-ramp. The left lane of that ramp is blocked with a crash. We've also got one on 43 southbound at Hampton. Right lane is blocked. It's actually a broken-down vehicle. 24 minutes, Brown Deer Road to downtown. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Still at 2 below in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. It is caucus day in Iowa, and as former President Donald Trump holds a sizable lead in the polls, ABC political director Rick Klein says two other questions have now come front and center.
Ron DeSantis has so much riding on this state. If he doesn't finish in second, if he fades to third, that's bad for him and good momentum for Nikki Haley heading into New Hampshire. And turnout, a lot of people thought this would be a year we'd break the record turnout back in 2016, but that brutal weather probably holds it down. That means the diehards are going out.
That weather having a nationwide impact. More than 1,500 flights have been canceled. In Texas, utility regulators are asking people to conserve energy because of tight grid conditions. The school principal in Perry, Iowa, who shielded students during the January 4th shooting, died of his injuries. Dan Marburger is the second victim killed in that shooting. And President Biden travels to Philadelphia today for service events marking Martin Luther King Jr. Day. This is ABC News.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Times 7:31. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center at this hour, still 6,800 customers of We Energies still without power as a wind chill advisory is in effect for all of southeast Wisconsin, and temperatures are well below zero for much of the area. While those people remain without power, warming shelters are taking renewed significance right now. Waukesha County Emergency Preparedness Coordinator Bridget Knatt tells TMJ4 News their shelter has taken in dozens out of the cold.
People who don't have a warm place to go really are at added risk of frostbite. Additionally, people may be experiencing extra health concerns because of strains on their heart from snow removal, things like that.
Several municipalities have opened temporary shelters in addition to those already operating as normal. Hotels also taking in people whose power is out as well. Meanwhile, a house fire turning deadly overnight. One person dead and another in the hospital after a house fire on Milwaukee's north side. Crews called to 9th and Burleigh around 4 o'clock this morning. There's still no word on what caused that fire. As Iowans prepare to cast their ballots in tonight's GOP caucuses, they'll be contending with temperatures potentially even lower than ours in southeast Wisconsin. ABC News correspondent Stephen Portnoy tells Wisconsin's Morning News the X factor for today's caucuses is the dangerous cold and its impact on voter turnout.
How many people actually leave their homes and go to churches, community centers, and schools at 7 o'clock Central Time tonight to take part in this process? I asked the Iowa GOP chair what kind of impact the weather might have. He didn't know, but he said that all the precautions are being taken, and he noted that Iowans are a hardy lot.
The Des Moines Register poll released last week showed former President Donald Trump with a commanding lead over Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis, which could be boosted by dedicated voters braving conditions this evening. Less than 3 months until the first residents of the Couture high-rise in downtown Milwaukee can move into their luxury apartments. Editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal, Mark Cass, tells Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News about the current landscape of high-end apartment buildings in Milwaukee.
This is really going to change the market. With all the apartments that are being built, there's just a lot of supply out there. So it'll be interesting to see who ends up renting these. Are they all from Milwaukee? Are they coming up from Chicago? What's going on with this? Because it is a very active market now. And as I've been saying all along, some of the older units in town are going to have to upgrade because to compete in the current market or to compete in the market next year is going to be very hard.
Rent at the Couture expected to start around $2,000 a month for the smallest apartment, a one-bedroom on the 5th floor facing west. And today, the nation honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. 1017 The Truth's Telly Hughes tells Wisconsin's Morning News Dr. King's message of unity resonates strongly today with young people.
I'm hopeful every year that, this day is not just a day off from school. I hope that the younger generation pay attention and really understand what he was doing in the era he was doing it.
The YMCA's 27th annual Dr. King celebration starts at 8 this morning at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts. Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Times 7:34.
Coming up, the third Monday of January is the most this day of the year. That story next.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Social Security benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Unable to work due to health problems? Let Tayback help you get approved for the Social Security benefits you're entitled to. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. The Energy Star ratings for windows are getting a lot tougher to get the tax credits, so you're going to want to take advantage of. Fortunately, we still have options that will qualify you for those tax credits. Now, I can sit here and talk benefits of this product or what's great about that product. So can everybody else. But what a lot of operations can't do is, with complete confidence, stand behind the crew that's going to be on that next job. Talk is cheap, I get it, but our people are exceptional. How do I know? Because me and Vito handpick every single person that makes our team. Some make the cut, a lot don't. And that's why you can be confident that the windows we install for you will be top quality, installed right, and that you're going to get great service. And that's never failed us. So for your home's new windows, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Ring in the new year with the ultimate timeless gift, a diamond from Diamonds Direct. Whether you're ready to pop the question or celebrating a lifetime of love in 2024, Diamonds Direct can make this New Year's one to remember forever. Diamonds Direct is the area's destination for exquisite diamonds in all shapes and sizes, and our nationwide price guarantee ensures you'll get the best value, period. To showcase that spectacular diamond, we have literally thousands of designer settings from all the top names like Tacori, Verragio, Simon G, A. Jaffe, and many more. And our experts will guide you every step of the way with the education you want and the respect you deserve. Engagement rings, wedding bands, eternity bands, fashion rings. At Diamonds Direct, we specialize in the ultimate symbol of love, and we welcome the opportunity to celebrate with you. So start the new year with some new excitement, new hope, and some new bling. Diamonds Direct on Mayfair Road in front of Mayfair Mall. Proud to call Milwaukee home. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 7:37.
The Packers know their opponent. It's a 7 o'clock start on Saturday. Brandon Snide looks ahead in sports at 7:45.
Today is Blue Monday. And this is
we honor
considered
cops or what?
No, well, you
Right,
can if you
no,
want
right.
to. This is considered the most depressing day of the year.
Oh,
just because of sleep patterns, post holidays, and all that stuff. The company behind this claim say it's a day when
somebody's selling something.
Well, let's see, here
Okay.
you go. When happiness levels fall to the lowest levels of the year, it'll be the third Monday in 2024. Should you be prepared for a particularly rough day, or is this all bogus? Well, I mean, I guess it depends on who you ask, but Blue Monday legacy is alive and well today, supposed to be that day.
Listen, not for nothing, but it's why a deep Packers playoff run is so important.
It's funny you say
for so
that.
many people, because look at the weather. We just got dumped on a foot plus of snow. For those of you who love snow, you can't even get out and enjoy it because wind chill is 30 below. You know, like you have that sort of starts to, for lack of a better term, snowball on you.
Sure.
You know, still not a lot of daylight, a lot of things happening, you know, and then, man, if you have what we had coming into today, like so much joy, excitement and stuff about the Packers.
It's easier to wake up. It's easier to get there.
A little spring in the step. You know, we got another game coming up Saturday. Maybe it all comes to an end Saturday, but we got one more week to be optimistic and look ahead.
The game wasn't even over yet, and my wife's like, so when did they play next week? I'm like, I don't know.
Right, let's just bask. Can we bask
you
for a
never
bit?
watch these games, and now all of a sudden...
Now you're in?
But what, are we planning a party? What do you need to know?
I hope so. News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. That's heard Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ.
Market volatility, global issues. We hear about inflation easing, but it's still a real issue. More than a few headwinds this year. That's probably why Americans like you feel uncertain about their financial future. Just 59% of affluent Americans felt secure last year, and that's down from the year before. Boomers, not much room for error. Gen X might need more than a 401k. And for millennial families with big dreams, it's time to get real about saving and investing. Talk to Annex Wealth Management. Build security with a partner on your side for unbiased advice. Our goal is a plan that prepares you to maintain your desired lifestyle throughout retirement. Investments are a start, but you may need more. That's why Annex delivers tax and estate planning. There's an Annex plan personalized for you. Annex Comprehensive Wealth fits most individuals and families, but if you've got high net worth with complex needs, Annex Private Client is your solution. Just starting out? Annex Ignite is a great choice. Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. Was checking out the house when I was leaving this morning. A lot of snow on that roof.
Yeah.
A lot of weight, a lot of snow. You know what can happen after a long winter with that much snow and the cold temperatures we're dealing with? Those shingles
The freeze thaw.
pop.
That's what gets it.
All kinds of issues. The nails could start to go. You could have gasket issues.
You can hear it. Bing, boom, boom.
I can't because my
You're good.
roof is good to go. Tri-County Contracting offers a worry-free roof tune-up, $650. The time is now to schedule it up for the spring. So when all of that snow is gone, they can get up there and make sure that your roof is set. They'll replace the shingles that need to be replaced. They'll put in the new nails. They'll take care of your house. They'll do the caulking that's necessary after a winter like this. Tri-County Contracting, here's the website, TriCountyContractingWI.com, TriCountyContractingWI.com.
Meet Alan, who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they called a mouth breather, and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable, but a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Madan Kiandula. After having one of Advent's simple breathing triangle procedures, people are amazed at how freely and clearly they can breathe.
I'm happy with the procedure. I'm very glad I did it. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I could have avoided that machine I had to have laying next to the bed with the hose wrapped around my head.
Schedule your appointment at AdventKnows.com because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
Let's get an update on the roads here at 19 minutes before 8. What do you have, Deb?
All right, we still have this issue on southbound 43. It is technically a broken down vehicle at Hampton Avenue blocking the right lane, so that's why we've got backups stretching all the way back pretty much from Bender Road to that point, so be prepared for that. And then along westbound 94, we've got a broken down vehicle off on the right shoulder at Bluemount. It's westbound, yes, but the eastbound side's where I'm seeing most of the delays. We had an earlier issue on the Highway 18 on-ramp with the left lane of that ramp blocked with a broken down vehicle as well. So that's going to be causing issues. The rest of the system, it's okay as far as volume is concerned, super light, but we do have those slick conditions out there in certain areas, especially the side roads. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. We are in the heart of winter right now, and it feels like it. Wind chills are going to stay near 15 to 30 below, with a wind chill advisory extending until 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. Until then, we'll see wind chills near 15 to 30 below. We'll see highs today in the single digits, then for tonight dropping down near 10 below. Tuesday, high temperatures in the single digits once again with some breezy winds out of the west. And then for Wednesday, we're finally back into the teens, 14 degrees for a high temperature, close to 16 on Thursday. And then on Friday, high temperatures in the teens with a chance for a few snow showers. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team Forecast on WTMJ.
Wonky temp right now at 2 below zero. .43 Wisconsin's Morning News looking ahead to something going on later this month, calling all boat enthusiasts. Time for the Milwaukee Boat Show. That's running January 19th through the 21st and 24th through the 28th. It's at the Expo Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. You don't have to have a whole lot of boating experience to get out there and enjoy this. Already got your sea legs, but you need to make an improvement on your vessel.
Boat race.
Milwaukee Boat Show is the place for you, and while you're there, you can register to win an HO Sports Hawaii inflatable floating dock, courtesy of Skipper Buds. Scaffidi's got tickets, too. You want to listen to WTMJ Now with Steve Scaffidi. He's going to be giving away tickets all this week. It's the Milwaukee Boat Show at the Expo Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park.
Boat races. Boat races.
There are many reasons to choose document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Chris McLean, co-owner of DBAT Brookfield, the baseball and softball training facility, had his reasons.
I think the biggest thing, the important things for me are effective communication and timely response.
James Imaging Systems, Kyocera copiers, Kyocera network printers, Kyocera color systems, and the James team that works with you to provide the business technology to help you thrive.
Honestly, Candy had a lot to do with it.
Candy, your James Imaging Systems sales representative.
Candy built great rapport with our general manager right out of the gate. It helps that they're a local business. We're a local business as well.
James Imaging Systems, effective communication and local responsiveness.
They're a partner. James Imaging is a partner, not a vendor.
Kyocera from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
Jordan Love threw for 3 touchdowns. Aaron Jones ran for 3 more, and the Packers shocked the Cowboys in Dallas. This one by a final score of 48-32 in the NFC wildcard round.
Jones again, running left, running up the middle, and running in for a touchdown. The third today for Aaron Jones.
The call there on Fox is Jones pummeled the Cowboys for those 3 scores.
Snowplow.
There you go. Including 118 yards on the ground, and never had any doubts about this game being in the hands of the Packers.
Because we believe in each other. We have faith in each other, and we know we have all the weapons in the building, in that room. However you want to put it, we have all the weapons that we need on this team. People can continue to doubt us, but that's fine. We love the underdog mentality. We love the underdog approach. Clearly, what are people going to say next? We're excited to see that.
With the win, the Packers are the first ever number 7 seeded team to win a playoff game, something head coach Matt LaFleur credits to a different feeling around his team this season.
There is a different energy about our team. It's so much fun to come to work with these guys every day, and these guys do just the way they compete and push each other, and I'm just happy for those guys.
Packers now set for a Saturday night showdown in the divisional round in Santa Clara. They'll get a matchup with the number 1 seeded 49ers. That kickoff set for 7:15. Over to the NBA as the Bucks down 2 points in overtime with just 5 seconds remaining. We're reminded why general manager John Horst made the trade back in September for a guy often referred to as Dame Time.
Lillard goes into the front court. He's going to fire up a three for the win, and he hit it! Dame Time has arrived on time in overtime. 143 to 142. Damian Lillard coming up with the clutch bomb to win it at the horn. Are you kidding me?
Dave Kane on the call there, and we are not kidding you as Lillard. We are not kidding.
This is still my league.
Lillard sinking 3 of his team-high 29 points in the win, and for the first time in a Bucks uniform, finally did his signature Dame Time tap-in-the-wrist celebration, something his teammates have been waiting for.
They've been telling me, I've had a few moments, not any game winners, but I've had some big shots, at the end of some games, and they like, man, you didn't even tap your wrist. And I kept telling them, like, man, if you look over the course of my career, I didn't just every game just tapping my wrist. I was like, I do it when it's necessary, and tonight it was necessary.
Oh, baby.
With their third win in a row, Milwaukee improves on their season to 28-12, and they'll face off with Cleveland on Wednesday. And lastly, the number 11th ranked Marquette Golden Eagles looking to snap their 2-game losing skid with a visit from Villanova today in Milwaukee. The tip-off set for 1:30 this afternoon at Pfizer Forum.
Mark Tauscher joins us next. Can't wait.
Creative Planning presents Rethink Your Money with John Hagenson, Saturday afternoon at 1. At Creative Planning, we custom tailor your portfolio to help you achieve your ideal financial future. You'll see how our wealth managers work with in-house CPAs and attorneys to ensure your money is working as hard as it can for you. Why not give your wealth a second look? Visit creativeplanning.com. That's creativeplanning.com.
Calm the chaos in this new year with a redesigned closet or garage or spare bedroom even from Inspired Closets. Vince Vitrano here, fresh off a recent inspiring visit to the Inspired Closet showroom out in Waukesha. Not just closets. Katie and Dan are a wife-husband team. They can help you transform entire rooms. Functional and beautiful entertainment center. One of the displays out there, they've got a full spare bedroom set up. It's an office, if you like, with a Murphy bed, one of those that pull up and down, So it functions as a spare bedroom, but when you're in there, you're doing your online calls, you're working from home, it's actually an office, not a bedroom with a computer in it. A lot of folks do closets. You want Inspired Closets MKE. That way, you get the local team custom designing your space. First thing they do is they listen to you. Then it's a 3D software that goes to work on your space, so you can see exactly what your project will look like, how it will function before you commit to anything. And if it doesn't fit your budget, fine. The team is right there with adjustments and tweaks to make it fit. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMKE.com.
Here's a penny for your thoughts. There's about 11,000 tire-related crashes every year.
Mostly due to driving around on underinflated, beat-up, worn-out tires with low tread.
A couple of clicks at richlawns.com will get you scheduled for a free tire tread test.
But if you're pressed for time, there's an old trick we use in the tire industry that'll tell you if you need tires.
And that's free, too.
My dad showed me, who learned it from his dad, who learned it from someone else way back in 1964.
Ah, yes. The old penny test.
Yep, just place a penny head first.
As in upside down.
Into the groovier tire. Now, if you can see the top of Lincoln's head, you're due for tires.
And hey, if the free penny test frazzles you, book an appointment at richlawns.com.
If your tires are good,
no harm, no foul, because it won't cost you a penny. Be safe, buckle up, and hang. Always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Rich Lawns. You're
due for service.
Such a refreshing change. Rich Lawns.
Look for great bargain buys this week at Sendix. Natural grade A boneless chicken thighs are just $2.99 per pound. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Debbie?
All right, well, we've got an accident on eastbound 94 just past Highway F. Looks like the left lane is blocked with this, so that's going to be tying things up right through that Gerke's Corners area, so please be extra careful. Westbound 94 at Blue Mound got Well, looks like there's a car facing the median wall, so that's not good. It's on the left in the left lane, so that's going to be causing issues. Southbound 43 still dealing with this broken down vehicle off in the right lane at Hampton Avenue, and then on westbound 94 off on the right shoulder heading through the Zoo interchange. We've got a broken down vehicle there as well. We're going to be seeing a lot of that as cars are not really used to this weather. So we're seeing that and also the slick conditions still coming up on some of those side roads. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. On our way to a high of just 4 degrees today, but dangerously cold wind chills down to 30 below. Same tonight in terms of the wind chills. Low temperature will be 9 below. Tuesday's high 5 degrees. One more day of these bitter cold wind chills. 15 to 30 below zero on Tuesday. Then we start to warm up into the teens Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Right now, 2 below in Milwaukee.
Idea Man.
It's always nice when you go out to Vegas and that first night you hit it big.
Innovative.
And you're there for 3 more days and all of a sudden you're saying, you know what? I can now play. You can play a lot freer.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
You have all this house money to play with, and that can be really freeing and a lot of fun.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Boat race. 7:53. Mark Tauscher joins us now on Wisconsin's Morning News. House money, as it were, Tausch. Let's lay it down and let it ride. It's time to get greedy.
Yep, I think that's, when people hit it big and when they make it, it's because they ain't scared. And they're not afraid to double down and to, if you get a decent split, you double it, you split it, you double it again. And this Packer season's been like that. And I thought yesterday was a great example of playing free, not having all of the burden of expectation on you. And I said it all last week. I think the Cowboys had all of that. Home field until the NFC Championship game. Nobody could beat them in Dallas. All the stuff everybody was saying. And the Packers just said, you know what? I don't know if we're going to win or not, but we're going to put a plan together that is going to give us every chance, and we're not going to lay down for anything. And if you watch the way that game played, again, Green Bay takes the football, which the analytics tells you don't do, defer, and because they knew they needed to set a tone, and when you watch that game yesterday, they go down and score, and I think the Cowboys like, what? An initial surge stopped on the first play, then the penalty, and then it was Green Bay. Never looked like anything was bothering them. And Dak Prescott, and they kept going to CeeDee Lamb, and it looked like the world was on their shoulders. And they played like it, and that's why it was Green Bay executed at a high level. They were the better football team. They were coached better. Everything that we kind of thought might happen, it was executed yesterday because I think Green Bay went down there with the right attitude, and they're going to have to do it again if they think they can pull it off on Saturday night.
Man, the Cowboys, Tausch, just had that look of like everything was spiraling and there's nothing they could do and they didn't know what happened.
Just
and,
looked bad.
Right? I mean, have you been on the other side of that where like that is, I know historically some teams have come back from big deficits, double digits even in the playoffs, but how hard is it if you're on that other sideline to reverse that spiraling feeling?
Well, it's, I could the one of the games that pops into my head was the Snow Globe game because we end up routing Seattle, but we fumbled, and it's 14-0. But it's just a different feeling when your defense can make stops. And we felt like, all right, we'll make stops. That was the beautiful part about yesterday because I think Dallas's offense felt like they would find their footing at some point. Now, the fact that Joe Barry's defense didn't allow that to happen until the game was over tipped the cap to that group that's been crushed all year. But there has to be one side of your football team that you can lean on that will say, until you get it fixed and figured out, we'll keep us in it. And Dallas didn't have that yesterday. And Green Bay just, the offense and the efficiency and how it looked like it didn't matter what Dallas did. All-out blitz, okay. We'll go over the top to Dontavian Wicks. Oh, you're going to run stunts this way? All right, Aaron Jones this way. It was just a thing of beauty by what Matt LaFleur did, and his guys believed in everything that he was telling them was going to work, and it did. So There are games, the veteran teams typically find ways out of it. Yesterday, the young team never gave him that opportunity to do so.
I texted Vince when Savage ran that one back to make it 27-0. I texted Vitrano, Tausch, and I was like, ball game.
Ball game.
It's
Done.
over. Don't even need to watch the second half. Now, I did watch the second half.
Of course.
That game, it just seemed like it was so out of hand. It was. I don't think anyone anticipated that. I know Brandon predicted the win and was very confident in the win, but to win that way, wow.
Yeah, I really felt like our offense was going to have a day. Because when you watched good offenses against Dallas's defense, they were able to move the football pretty consistently, even there. But I think for any of us to think that that high-powered offense in that stadium was going to not only be shut down for most of the football game, but that our defense would set up 14 points, one touchdown itself, I think defensively they've gotten a lot better. I think Joe Barry with Matt LaFleur, and I don't know how much Matt is in there doing that. That's the part of yesterday that was everything. The way that defense played and shut down a Dallas team made them look like they didn't know what they were doing, and then to take points and to do it like when – you're right, when Savage picked that and went to the house, that was the dagger, I think, before halftime, which I don't think any of us thought was going to be the case.
Lots to talk about this week. Can't wait to start talking about the 49ers and what they think.
They got to be like, are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me, right? They're all set for Dallas. We'll do that tomorrow, Tausch. Thanks, my friend.
Sounds good, guys.
Business headlines up next. Here's the Milwaukee Business Journal's Linda Spice.
Absolutely boat race.
The first Culver's in the village of Paddock Lake opens on Monday, January 15th in Kenosha County. The restaurant is located at 7600 Antioch Road and is one of 5 Culver's owned by Merch Foods in Wisconsin and Illinois. A unique mid-century home in Mount Pleasant hits the market for more than $2.5 million. Built in 1957, the triangle-shaped home was originally designed by architect John Randall MacDonald and has views of the Racine Country Club and the Root River. About 600 new apartments will be open near Microsoft Corporation's Mount Pleasant data center development by the end of 2028. The Village of Mount Pleasant will provide developers a $3.75 million loan to acquire the site for the project. I'm Linda Spice with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
This report is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
It's the last resort that comes with a grueling and painful recovery. And from what I've been told, it never really feels quite natural. A total knee replacement may make the pain you're living with eventually go away, but it opens up a Pandora's box of other possible issues. And that's why surgeons who really do care will tell you that it's a last resort. There are other surgeons who cry, "Replace! Replace!" But the physicians you'll find at Rejuvenix are primarily concerned with relief. And you may find out that the relief we give you helps so much so that you may not need to get that total knee replacement. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenix Arthritis Clinics. Our FDA-approved pain treatments aid inflammation and lubricate your joints. And in most cases, insurance has been shown to cover the costs. At Rejuvenix, we can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenix. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Do you check your savings account and wonder if you're even saving at all? At Town Bank, we view banking differently and actually want to see your savings grow. With our amazing new CD rates, you can now earn even more, so you can sit back and relax. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. Go to townbank.us/locknewrates or visit a Town Bank branch nearest you today. Bank differently with Town Bank. Member FDIC.
Hey, Gene Miller here. The heart of winter is the best time to call my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. Save heating and cooling dollars down the road with energy-efficient replacement windows and doors from brands like Pella, Anderson, Marvin, and more. Hometown is your local source for wood, vinyl, or fiberglass, plus all of their products are installed by employee carpenters. Stop into their newly remodeled showroom in New Berlin and see the Hometown difference. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. HometownWindows.com.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Keeping you informed, keeping you safe, keeping you engaged and entertained. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano. Wisconsin's Morning News for Monday, January 15th. Our top story and update from We Energies as thousands are still without power in this bitter cold.
I'm Eric Bilstead. Weather could be an X factor in Iowa tonight.
I'm Debbie Laziga. Well, we got some problems along 94 eastbound right past Highway F. Got the two left lanes blocked with a crash. So that's going to be tying things up through that area. Westbound side, just about in the same area, we've got a disabled vehicle at least. Looks like, actually, take that back. We've got a crash there, so that's going to be affecting your ride coming through the Gerkes Corners area, too. Now, heads up, we also have had an earlier accident on southbound 43 at Hampton Avenue. That has finally gotten cleared up. Still a 27-minute ride from Brown Deer Road into downtown, so give yourself that extra time. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy today on our way to a high temperature of 4 degrees with wind chills dipping to 30 below. Right now we're at 2 below in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, this bitter cold gripping southeast Wisconsin. At this point now, it looks like about 6,500 We Energies customers still do not have power this morning. Media Relations Director Brendan Conway telling WTMJ crews are continuing their round-the-clock efforts and will be taking extra precautions, of course, because temperatures are really dangerous to be outside.
They have good equipment, and they also have a mission, and that mission really is to get the lights back on, get the power flowing for everybody. Listen, these people, they either live here in Wisconsin or they come from the Midwest, so they know that this is a real critical thing that our customers need, and they are so focused on that.
Conway says We Energies expects to have everybody with power restored today, but anyone still without power should contact 211 and find a warm place to stay.
As crews continue to work restoring power to those affected, homeowners being reminded to take steps to keep those pipes from being frozen up.
Milwaukee Department of Public Works Marketing and Communications Officer Brian Rothgary says residents can reduce the risk of freezing pipes by letting their water run at a steady flow from the kitchen and bathroom sinks. If customers without heat need to leave their home, they should shut off water service by closing the valves nearest to the water meter, usually found in the basement. This comes as Milwaukee Waterworks responded Friday to a main break on the city's northwest side that left many in the area with low water pressure. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Folks in Iowa are preparing to vote in caucuses tonight. They'll be contending with these temperatures. They're worse off than we are here in southeast Wisconsin. ABC News correspondent Stephen Portnoy telling Wisconsin's Morning News the X factor for today's caucuses is the dangerous cold and its impact on turnout.
How many people actually leave their homes and go to churches, community centers, and schools at 7 o'clock Central Time tonight to take part in this process? I asked the Iowa GOP chair what kind of impact the weather might have. He didn't know, but he said that all the precautions are being taken, and he noted that Iowans are a hardy lot.
And we'll be going live to Iowa. We'll talk with TMJ4's Charles Benson in about 6 minutes here on Wisconsin's Morning News, where it's currently 11 below in Des Moines.
The Green Bay Packers are heading to the Bay. They'll take on the 49ers on Saturday night. This after 3 rushing touchdowns from Aaron Jones, 2 interceptions of Dak Prescott. Packers beating on the Cowboys 48-32 the final to move on in the playoffs. As for the quarterback,
Jordan Love, wow. That's about all I can say.
In his first career playoff start, Jordan Love was as calm as he's been the entire season, throwing for 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a near-perfect passer rating on the road in a hostile environment.
It just shows the growth that he's had from his first start versus KC to now. Just so proud and happy for him. He's a dude. He is a real dude.
With the win, the Packers become the first number 7 seed in NFL history to advance to the second round. Greg Matzik, WTMJ Sports.
Okay, so the next game is Saturday night, 7 p.m. kickoff, 7 p.m. Central Time. Saturday night, Packers, Niners.
Coming up, Milwaukee Park getting a major boost, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time, 8:06.
In this seller's market, even homeowners are trying to sell their own home. But more times than not, it doesn't work out like they'd hoped. And while homes like theirs are selling, and selling fast for over asking prices, their homes aren't. So what's your next best strategy? Well, if you're looking to relieve yourself of the stress of selling your own home and still get top dollar while getting the full service benefits that an experienced realtor can give you, then look no further. I'm Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where 3.5 to 3.9% commission assures that you pay less for full service. Only 11% of those trying to sell their own homes actually succeed. And of those that do sell their own home, they sell on average for 26% less than agented properties. This often negates the savings they were hoping to get by doing it on their own. So why do it on your own when you have an experienced realtor that will give you full service at only 3.5 to 3.9% commission? Don't let your home sit while others are selling faster and at potentially better than asking prices. Call Benefit Realty for a highly experienced agent, and you'll pay less for full service.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Chris and Tim closed their first loan with Accunet $116,000 ago in terms of the median sales price in southeastern Wisconsin. We helped their daughter buy a home earlier this year, and now we're helping them buy their retirement condo. We're told there were 3 offers, 2 cash offers, and Chris and Tim's offer backed up by an Accunet rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval. All 3 offers were probably over the asking price, but we're surmising Chris and Tim's offer was the highest because when the sellers asked the listing broker if they could count on the offer with the pre-approval letter, the answer was simply, Accunet really does their homework. It's not easy to beat a cash offer over the asking price, but that's exactly what Tim and Chris did with some help from their trusted family mortgage lender. If you don't think the lender's name on your pre-approval letter matters, think again. It's still a seller's market in the Badger State, so click on the blue button at Accunet.com today to get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval. That's ACCUNET.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:08.
Today, we honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. 1017 The Truth, Telly Hughes telling Wisconsin's Morning News, even with the bitter cold, plenty of ways to celebrate Dr. King's impact.
Watch a program. There's all type of programs throughout the day in the city if you want to in person. There's programming on PBS and all type of different networks are going to do different things.
And Telly told us he hopes young people will remember not to treat today as just a day off from school, but also to remember Dr. King's message of unity.
A major redevelopment of the Urban Ecology Center in Milwaukee.
The Washington Park location will expand its field trip programming from 13 to 31 nearby schools after a new 2-story building is completed this fall.
Field experiences focused on their science education. Whatever they're learning in the classroom at the time is then paired with an experience at Washington Park.
Executive Director Jen Hensey tells WTMJ that students will also get to use a new observation deck and explore an additional 10 acres of green space.
They're building ownership of a green space that's close to them that they can get on their bike or get on a bus, and come back to.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
TMJ4 News political expert Charles Benson joins us live from Iowa. That is next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
According to the U.S. debt clock, our debt is over $32 trillion and climbing. The question is, how do we pay it off? One of the most likely answers is increasing taxes. Now think about your retirement accounts. Do you want to pay taxes on some of that money now when rates are historically low, or later when rates are potentially higher? At Drake & Associates, we can help you create a plan so your retirement is tax efficient as possible. If you'd like to continue your education, we have our Retirement Ready Toolkit, which includes guides on retirement tax savings. To receive this complimentary toolkit, call or text TAX to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting TAX to 414-409-9982. When taxes go up, will you be ready? Call or text now.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, and SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper-Fi.
SemperFiRoofing.com.
8:10, what do you have on the roads, Debbie?
Well, a few things going on now. That's 94, not where you want to be right now. We got lots of issues. We got a crash on the off-ramp to Highway F in Jefferson County from 94 eastbound, so heads up with that. We've got a bunch of disabled vehicles all the way along the road. We've got a crash on the off-ramp to Highway F in Waukesha from 94 eastbound. Another one at Highway F as well. So we got 2 in the same area. One is blocking, looks like 2 left lanes of traffic. They're saying 1, but I'm looking at it on the camera. It looks like 2. We've also got an accident in Kenosha County, just south of Highway 158. The left lane is blocked with that. And then one more on 41 northbound at Good Hope Road's off-ramp. That's going to be tying things up a bit as well, so just take it easy. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 4 degrees today. Wind chills dipping to 30 below. Tonight's low temperature. This will be the air temperature tonight, down to 9 below zero. Right now we're at 2 below in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
.812 on Wisconsin's Morning News. A couple of football games tonight. They had pushed that one. The Bills were supposed to be the appetizer.
Yeah, the noonish game
right.
yesterday.
Yeah, they had to push that due to the snow that was a day behind us. So that game is like late this afternoon.
3:30.
And you got night game tonight as well. While all of that is going on, the sport that is politics, and the first poll that actually counts for something is tonight, the Iowa caucuses. And we're going live to Iowa right now, TMJ4. Chief political reporter Charles Benson has been in Iowa for days. Morning, Charles. What do you got, like 10, 11 below where you are?
Yeah, it's really cold. But, yeah, you're right. I'm here in Iowa for the biggest political game in the country right now. But I've missed the two biggest games in Wisconsin, right, the Packers game and that Bucks game. But, you know, I was thinking about today and what might happen here in Iowa, and I'm thinking, well, it could be like the Packers game. It could be a blowout here for the former president, Donald Trump. He is dominating in the polls. He is way ahead of his competitors. But there are others, because it's going to be so cold here. That turnout is so unpredictable. And Ron DeSantis has really put a lot into this campaign, the Florida governor going to all 99 counties. So does he pull off a game time, you know, close second or even an upset here? No one's really sort of saying that, but that's what's the unknown here, given how cold it is. And caucus night is really a lot different than what we have up there in Wisconsin with a primary. You got to show up tonight at 7 o'clock, whether it's the local school or the local library or in some rural areas, even someone's home. And that's what makes this process so different.
I wondered, Charles, if because it's such a lopsided poll right now, it looks like Trump is leading by so much, if the weather potentially could hurt him, given that someone might not want to go out. Well, he's already up by a bunch. I'm not going to go out because it's 8 below right now.
Right. That's always the case. You know, when people see these polls and they're like, hey, you know, the person you're supporting looks well ahead, and you're like, okay, so I could stay home. He's trying to make sure people don't do that. In his closing argument here, all the candidates are saying, look, this is your chance. And by the way, you know, Iowans, the one thing I have known being here several times, they take this commitment serious. They really feel it's important. They do want to send a message. They want to be the first in the nation to sort of take a look at this. And as we know, whatever happens here, this is the beginning. The end for all these candidates is in Milwaukee to see who gets the nomination for the Republican National Convention in July.
Talking with Chief Political Reporter for TMJ4 News, Charles Benson in Iowa this morning. Can you backfill a little bit, Charles, and just explain how caucuses work, why Iowa does it this way, and then what time we might actually start seeing results here for the rest of the nation?
Yes. So first of all, it's a tradition. They've done it forever here. And there's different types of caucuses. There's the Democrats that caucus one way and the Republicans that caucus the other way. Since we're at the Republican caucus, and that's where there is the competitive race here,
right.
What happens is people show up at a room, at a place at 7 o'clock at night, and someone in the audience, it could be your neighbor, it could be your spouse, someone gets up and makes a pitch for a particular candidate. And by the way, a candidate can also be there to make that pitch. Now, they're not able to get around all these different places, but it can happen. And then this is the interesting part. They can have a pad of paper and then start ripping off little pieces of paper, and you write down your name of the person you want to be the candidate. That's your ballot. You write it on a piece of paper, you hand it in, and they start counting. So that's what makes it kind of different and awkward, right? There's no ballot. There's no sort of machine there to put it in. And then they start counting. So when will we get results? 8:30, 9? You know, that's what we're hoping.
And hey, real quick on that. So do these individual meetings, Charles, report out percentages, or does someone win the room?
I believe report out whatever the results are, and then someone else is calculating them all.
Right. Okay.
In a bigger room.
In a bigger room. In terms of what's at stake, all right, let's say barring the unforeseen, Trump wins in a boat race in terms of first place. The battle for second place, the biggest upset of all would be Vivek Ramaswamy coming up and finishing third, perhaps. But the battle really between DeSantis and Haley. You spent some time with former Ambassador Haley yesterday. How is she feeling about her potential of finishing second, and how important would that be for her?
That will be extremely important. It's extremely important for Ron DeSantis, and it's important for Vivek Ramaswamy. Look, I think they're trying to make this a two-person race. They know Trump is the front runner here, has a pretty sizable lead, at least in Iowa. They all go to New Hampshire after this. Then South Carolina pops up here about a month away. So the question is, how long is this runway going to be? Does it get all the way to Super Tuesday? Does it get all the way to Wisconsin in April? That's what's the big unknown here. And I think what Iowa could potentially tell us is who are the top 2 or 3 candidates that can go forward. For Nikki Haley, she feels like she's moving, got momentum. She's been up again in the polls, the most recent ones here in Iowa. But some of the enthusiasm gap for her is a lot higher compared to Trump and DeSantis. So on this cold night, do they come out for her? And that will be what she's going to be watching tonight. But she knows she's going to New Hampshire, where she's doing much better, has a stronger chance at either a very, very close second or a potential win. For DeSantis, he's put so much in this. The expectations are high. A strong finish, strong second would be really, really important.
Charles, you should make the pitch to the bosses there at TMJ4 News that for whatever political purpose you need to go to San Francisco next weekend.
Big news in San Francisco, right? Political news, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
on Saturday especially.
And I've done one NFC championship game there, and that's when the Packers won to go to that next Super Bowl down there in San Diego. So, hey, I'm all up for San Fran.
Hey, really appreciate it, Charles. I know you got a busy day ahead. Thanks for checking in.
You're welcome.
Charles Benson live with us from Iowa this morning. 8:19 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Debbie's going to need an update on the roads here. Boy, not that there's a good day to be in a wreck, Deb, but today is not the day you want to have car trouble.
Ooh, sorry about that. Yeah, we've got big delays on 94 eastbound, an accident in Jefferson County at Highway F there. Then we've got another one in the Waukesha Highway F area. This one has the 2 right lanes blocked right at Highway F. Another one a little bit further on with the left lane blocked. 2 left lanes and a right lane. Go figure. About 1, 2, 3, 4 different accidents in that same vicinity. We've also got one on 41 northbound at Good Hope Road's off-ramp. And in Kenosha County, just south of Highway 158, left lane is blocked with another crash there. See what we're dealing with now? Everybody be careful. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox & Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
The successful Fox & Hounds and Mineshaft restaurants are hiring friendly, people-oriented servers. You'll make real cash, full or part-time, and always busy. Inquire today, start next week.
While you rest on the weekends, we work for you. Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. The latest in news.
TMJ4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson. What do you think is really going to happen?
It's going to be a busy week in the weather office for sure.
Entertainment.
Jeff Levering, pleasure to have you here today.
Season opener. It's right around the corner.
And more.
97% of a cow's gas is from burps. Now, I didn't know that.
Every Sunday morning starting at 8 on WTMJ. And now, time for the Matzik Morning Minute. Take it away, Greg Matzik.
In his first career playoff start, Jordan Love shreds the Dallas Cowboys defense for 272 yards and 3 touchdowns in a 48-32 wildcard win in Dallas. Aaron Jones adds 118 yards and 3 scores. The Packers also record a pick 6. Matt LaFleur's Packers advance to the divisional round of the playoffs, where they'll take on the San Francisco 49ers Saturday night at 7 o'clock. The Bucks wrap up a 4-game homestand in style. Game time in Milwaukee. Lillard goes into the front court. He's going to fire up a 3 for the win! And he hit it! Game time has arrived! On time in overtime! 143 to 142! Damian Lillard coming up with the clutch bomb to win it at the horn!
Lillard's incredible game winners sent shockwaves through Fiserv Forum. He puts up 29 in a 143-142 win. The Bucks finished the homestand 3-1. They'll face the Cavaliers in Cleveland on Wednesday.
Matzik Morning Minutes is sponsored by Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. It's worth the trip.
Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac, where the New Year's sale is on. Hey, is there a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC in your future? Connect with Holiday for enticing offers, more selection, get more for your trade, then take to the roads with confidence. Enjoy Team Holiday's relaxed, simplified buying approach and genuine guest care that makes fans of drivers from all over. It's real, and I'm one of them. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Your financial life is about way more than investments. There's also taxes, insurance, estate planning, and other elements that need to be considered. Find out what your financial plan may be missing with a free Wealth Path analysis from Creative Planning. A Wealth Path analysis is a blueprint for your completely customized plan, built to maximize your wealth and ensure all aspects of your wealth are working harder together. This offer is only good till Monday at midnight. That's creativeplanning.com/radio.
Come with me now.
We're just talking, too, in terms of... You always love to have a home playoff game, and that's great for the economy in Green Bay. It's great for the fans and whatever, but for the players and for the result of what we hope ultimately happens with the Packers, man, I didn't want to see them playing there yesterday.
You can't tell me that they want to play at home. I think they're good playing in some of these other climates.
Put the tarp on. We'll see you in late July for family night, like at Lambeau Field. No way they wanted to be out there yesterday afternoon in Green Bay. And then you look ahead. I mean, it's not like the weather's going to be great. You'd have temperatures likely in the teens for Saturday or Sunday, dropping down in the single digits if we did, in fact, have a Saturday nighter at Lambeau Field.
And you could have a fairly comfortable game Saturday night in San Francisco, and then if all things go well, could potentially play at Ford Field the following week.
Other option would be, I suppose, if Tampa upsets the world and makes a run here, or you're in Philadelphia where you could freeze.
Yeah, that could be bad.
I don't see Philly.
I don't know.
You do? You think they beat Tampa?
I think they beat Tampa, yes.
And then they go to Ford Field in Detroit. And
that
lose.
one, I don't know.
They lose there?
I'd have to think on that one. I got some time to think about
Either way, with exception of Philadelphia, like wherever the Packers will have an opportunity to play, provided we extend past this coming Saturday, it's going to be better weather than we would have had. So I think that works out just fine for our team. In terms of our bitter cold, as we said, wind chills dipping down to 30 below today, and the same thing tomorrow. Feel for these folks who are still without power. You got, what was the latest, about 6,500?
Yeah, I mean, and they've been whittling away at that quite a bit, even this morning. When we first got in, it was a little bit less than 10,000, and now it's into the 6,500 range. So they're doing some work. In fact, here's a little bit more from Brendan Conway from We Energies.
They have good equipment, and they also have a mission, and that mission really is to get the lights back on, get the power flowing for everybody. Listen, these people, they either live here in Wisconsin or they come from the Midwest, so they know that this is a real critical thing that our customers need, and they are so focused on that.
Talking about the crews they're working. So they expect to have all customers' power restored today.
And some folks have been out of their homes for days. TMJ4's Kaylee Starro caught up with Ruby Miller here. She's been shacked up at a local hotel.
Miller is just one of many who are turning to hotels after losing power at home during this weekend's snowstorm.
On Friday night, we ended up losing power and never got it back on. And we lost everything.
I went to several hotels in West Dallas. Managers tell me they saw people checking in on Saturday and Sunday after losing lights and heat.
I feel horrible for all these other people, especially those who can't afford places like this. Just not knowing what's going to happen and when it's going to come back.
And some folks are in warming centers, cots set up, like they don't have someplace else to go. If you don't have family in the area, maybe you don't have the means to be in a hotel for days, that's your other choice. But you can ride out 6-8 hours when it's 20 degrees, and then the heat comes back on. As many of folks did have that experience Friday night into Saturday, but their power came back on, heat came back on. But then, deep freeze like this, you can't just hang out at home.
You have any issues? Any flickering lights?
I could hear this. I could hear surges. Like there was like a noise.
What do you mean you could hear surges?
I heard something going on near the power. We're about to lose power. And it was right about the time that some other folks in Greendale lost power. My dad had no power overnight. He's in Franklin, and same thing for my mom. She's in Waukesha County. Had power issues, but they're back on and fortunately restored. The other thing is, look, we had 2 snow days last week. And what about a cold day tomorrow? Now, a lot of area schools are off for the Martin Luther King holiday today, but they would be looking at going back to school tomorrow. Typically, our experience has been schools will call off school for cold when you hit the wind chill warning. And a wind chill warning, the primary criterion for that is wind chills at 35 below or lower. Looks like we'll be knocking on the door.
We'll be close, but not quite there.
And you would think with 2 snow days last week, schools will be real cautious about calling things off once again on a Tuesday.
Really don't want to waste another day.
We'll let you know if anything changes, but looks like the winds are relatively calm tonight, 10 to 15 miles an hour, and the wind chills down to 30 below. So we'd be knocking on the door of that wind chill warning, but doesn't appear right now that we would get there. So I would suggest, if I had to predict, plan on going to school on Tuesday. 8:28 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
There are many reasons to choose document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Chris McLean, co-owner of DBAT Brookfield, the baseball and softball training facility, had his reasons.
I think the biggest thing, the important things for me are effective communication and timely response.
James Imaging Systems, Kyocera copiers, Kyocera network printers, Kyocera color systems, and the James team that works with you to provide the business technology to help you thrive.
Honestly, Candy had a lot to do with it.
Candy, your James Imaging Systems sales representative.
Candy built great rapport with our general manager right out of the gate. It helps that they're a local business. We're a local business as well.
James Imaging Systems, effective communication and local responsiveness.
They're a partner. James Imaging is a partner, not a vendor.
Kyocera from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Yeah, I might be thinking about that chiropractic care right now after that back-breaking shoveling and snow blowing that we had over the weekend. If you need to get in to see Dr. Alex and his team, they're going to take great care of you. But it's not just about relieving those initial symptoms. Connect Chiropractic is about maintaining long-term, healthier feelings. So when you've worked through your initial corrective care plan, then you work with Dr. Alex on a wellness plan, how to make sure that you're staying in this better condition. They perform regular maintenance on so many things that might be troubling you. I've had great care with Connect Chiropractic over the last 6 or 8 months. I'm feeling so much better, but think about your nervous system. Thank you, Pancake. ABC News. Think about your nervous system. That's one of the things that they approach in terms of care at Connect Chiropractic. Get everything working right so your body is working in harmony. Book an appointment for your first assessment. You don't have to commit to anything. You just get that assessment and learn how Connect Chiropractic can help. You get started online now at goconnectchiro.com.
Imagine a world-class destination with exciting entertainment, amazing food, and stunning amenities. That's the future of Kenosha, thanks to the proposed Hard Rock Kenosha Hotel and Casino. This new project will create more than 1,000 full-time construction jobs, and once it's completed, will bring over $350 million to the area each year and provide over 1,000 good-paying full-time jobs to Kenosha area residents. Annual financial contributions to local governments will be millions of dollars a year. And it's a Wisconsin-based project, so everyone in our community benefits. The proposal's already received overwhelming support from the Kenosha Common Council. Let our County Board of Supervisors know Kenosha wants to cash in with the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Use the directory at kenoshacounty.org to make your voice heard and learn more about the project at casino.hardrock.com/Kenosha. Paid for by Menominee Kenosha Gaming Authority.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com.
8:32, I'm Adam Roberts. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Monday, January 15th. Our top story, bitter cold impacting all aspects of life in southeast Wisconsin.
I'm Debbie Loziga, and that includes driving. We do have crashes out there eastbound on 94 in Jefferson County at the Highway F off-ramp there. We've got 2 accidents at the Highway F ramp in Waukesha County off of 94 eastbound. One of them is blocking the left lane. Another one is blocking the 2 left lanes. And then we've got an accident on 41 south northbound, the Good Hope Road off-ramp there. One in Kenosha, just south of Highway 158, blocking the left lane there. Various disabled vehicles around the area as well, as folks are seeing their cars kind of breaking down. Just try and stay in your car and stay as warm as possible. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
A wind chill advisory in effect for all of southeast Wisconsin until Wednesday morning. In your storm team forecast from meteorologist Tyler Moore, we'll get up to 4 today. Those wind chills will be anywhere from 15 to 30 below zero, down to 9 below real temp overnight tonight. Right now, partly cloudy and 3 below in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, that bitter cold gripping southeast Wisconsin at this hour, still impacting several We Energies customers. 6,700 without power as of 8:30 this morning. Media Relations Director Brendan Conway tells WTMJ crews are continuing their round-the-clock work and will be taking extra precautions today while temperatures are at dangerous levels.
They have good equipment, and they also have a mission, and that mission really is to get the lights back on, get the power flowing for everybody. Listen, these people, they either live here in Wisconsin or they come from the Midwest, so they know that this is a real critical thing that our customers need, and they are so focused on that.
Conway says We Energies expects to have all customers' power restored today, but anyone still without power should contact 211 to find a warm place to stay. Meanwhile, as crews continue their work, homeowners should take steps to make sure pipes stay unfrozen. Milwaukee Department of Public Works Marketing and Comms Officer Brian Rothschild says residents can reduce the risk of freezing pipes by taking simple steps like letting their water run at a steady flow, or if you need to leave your home, shutting off the water service by closing the valves nearest to the water meter. Milwaukee Waterworks on Friday responding to a major main break on the city's northwest side. And as Iowans prepare to participate in tonight's political caucuses, TMJ4 Chief Political Reporter Charles Benson from Des Moines tells Wisconsin's Morning News Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is hoping for a big evening. Benson even making a Bucks reference.
Does he pull off a game time, close second, or even an upset here? No one's really sort of saying that, but that's what's the unknown here, given how cold it is.
The Des Moines Register poll released last week showed former President Donald Trump with a commanding lead over both DeSantis and Nikki Haley. That lead could be boosted by dedicated Trump voters braving conditions this evening. Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Tough start to the day for the Dow, down 118 points to 37,593. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 and NASDAQ basically holding serve at the opening bell. S&P 500 up about 4 points and the NASDAQ up about 2. 2024 is here. Be ready with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning from a fee-only fiduciary. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:35.
Coming up, honoring Dr. King here in southeast Wisconsin.
Traffic is sponsored by Evans Transportation Services. Thank heavens for Evans. Rely on one company for accounting, shipping, and tracking. Evans Transportation Services. Family owned for 40 years and continuing to grow. Evans Transportation Services in Brookfield.
The next time they ask you what size tires you need, just go to richlawns.com.
That's Richlawns spelled with 2 N's.
No more trying to read that tiny writing on the side of your old tires or on the inside of your car door.
Just go to richlawns.com, click on the year button, then the make and model of your vehicle, and
the exact tire size you need.
In a multitude of brands and styles.
Yet all specific to your vehicle, because at Richlawns, there isn't a tire on the planet we can't get.
And every tire we install automatically comes with free flat tire repair, which means you're 100% covered, no questions asked.
The next time you're Due for tire service? Visit richlawns.com.
Because free flat tire repair automatically comes with every tire we install.
I'm Brett Matchke with Rich Lawns. You're due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Rich Lawns Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Rich Lawns.
With tens of thousands of satisfied patients across America, it's no surprise QC Kinetics gets 5-star reviews.
I'm feeling on top of the world because of QC Kinetics.
I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
I can recommend them highly.
I would recommend QC to anybody.
QC Kinetics has changed my life.
I couldn't believe it. I honestly was skeptical, but the pain went from a 10 to a 0.
Real people with real lasting relief from joint pain.
QC Kinetics Regenerative Medicine is regenerating me.
Super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
This non-surgical approach is definitely the future.
I tell as many people as possible. I am an ambassador. I love QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. No drugs, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:38.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
National holiday today, observing the life and contributions of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I go back and forth in terms of what we should play from Dr. King and all his speeches. Like, there's part of me that says, boy, that's the one that you hear over and over again, the I Have a Dream speech. You know, should we find a deeper cut? Should we do other things? But then again,
there are some pretty good speeches out there.
But then I hear you in the back, play the hits. Right. You know, is there a greater speech, you know, from Dr. King, the one that set the stage for everything that happened in the 60s and the civil rights movement and all those things? So today we played.
And a lot going on in Milwaukee today, including the YMCA breakfast is taking place right now. It's 27th annual. The Truth's Telly Hughes, who you hear on Wisconsin's Morning News from time to time, he was there. He's there right now. And he says that they're hoping the message of unity is resonating with the young folks.
I'm hopeful every year that, this day is not just a day off from school. I hope that the younger generation pay attention and really understand what he was doing in the era he was doing it.
That's why I go back and forth on whether or not it's a good idea to have students not in school today. I appreciate wanting to honor and respect the holiday. By the same token, it's like, what would Dr. King have wanted? Maybe the kids are in there learning about him, learning about his message, maybe do a full day around all of that. So whatever your school district has done right, I did like what Telly said. I hope you find an occasion to at least think about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. today. You know, for me, in terms of one of the most impactful things I ever did in high school, and I was a Tosa East kid, and I had a great speech teacher. Craig Streff was a speech teacher, and one of our exercises was we had to do a speech. We had to write and then deliver a speech in someone else's voice. And I've told this story before, but it moved me. It changed me. It was a great assignment. And you could pick anyone. You know, you could pick Queen Elizabeth, Abraham Lincoln, right. And then the drill was write the speech in that person's voice, how you believe, having read that person's speeches or remarks, how would that person have written that, and then had a chance to go out and deliver it. And I chose Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. because he was an inspiring speaker with an amazing message that I believed in and that resonated with me. But I think in terms of, Telly mentioned today, like one thing they'll do is take stock in like the Dream-O-Meter. Where are we at in terms of what he laid out in the early 1960s? Where are we at in terms of achieving that dream? And, if you look at the late 80s or early 90s, the fact that a suburban white kid chose Dr. Martin Luther King for the voice in which to write his speech, I thought that was progress. To me, it wasn't about didn't even occur to me he's a black man or white. He's a guy I was inspired by. Just made sense. I thought this is great. And that's every day on this day that continues to speak to me. So Martin Luther King Day through the day. And again, as Eric indicated, 101.7 The Truth with programming through the day here just right down the hall.
And I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
8:41, let's get an update on the roads. Debbie.
It's a big old mess. We got accidents pretty much everywhere. Eastbound 94 in Jefferson County, we have an accident at Highway F. We've got another one in Waukesha County at that Highway F with the 2 left lanes blocked there, and then another one basically in the same spot with 1 left lane blocked. So it's just going to be solid through there. If you can avoid getting onto the freeway right through that area between Highway F and Gerke's Corners, it'd probably save you some aggravation. We do have a new accident northbound 94 right at the collector ramp for the Mitchell interchange. Left lane is blocked with that one. We've got, looks like we've got a shoulder blocked on northbound 894 up Beloit Road with a broken down vehicle there. We've got also an accident on the off ramp to Good Hope Road from 41 northbound. That's also causing some issues through that whole area. So we're seeing lots of disabled vehicles in weird spots and accidents, and just be very careful as you're out there. You don't want to get stuck in your car out there, by the way. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Traffic is sponsored by the Milwaukee Boat Show.
Don't miss the Milwaukee Boat Show, January 19 through 28, State Fair Park. See over 300 boats from more than 80 manufacturers. We have the boats.
Heck of a weekend, huh? Did you get through the storm all right? Well, hi, everybody. Debbie Lazaga here for Hall Mazda. And once I got my driveway cleared out of the ice boulders, I was so happy I had my Mazda CX-30 from Hall Mazda in Brookfield. It has all-wheel drive, and it got me through what the plows left over. I was a bit worried at first. I've never had a car with all-wheel drive in weather like this, so once I got used to it, bam, it was so nice. Seriously, Hall Mazda has a full range of SUVs that'll get you through whatever Ma Nature can throw at you. They've been around since 1926, and they're on their 4th generation running the dealership, and they are the go-to place for everything Mazda related in Brookfield. Mazda cars get the job done, and all in comfort that's been designed with the driver in mind. Are you curious? Well, head to Blue Mound Road in Brookfield and head to Hall Mazda. It's all good.
With the help of Less's Glass, you can have the shower you've always wanted. Heavy glass shower enclosures from Less's Glass are installed by the best in the business. And when you have a showroom to visit with over a dozen glass shower enclosures on display, there's no guessing games. See the ultimate in frameless shower design with doors mounted on smooth as silk, stainless steel barn-style rollers. This design combines the beauty and elegance of heavy glass with a minimalist look to create an ideal shower enclosure for tight spaces. Premium shower doors and custom-designed all-glass enclosures. When you work with Less's Glass, you're working with a company that really can do it all. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Flimsy, feeble, flaccid. That's how you can describe most pre-approval letters these days. Heck, a lot of big banks issue pre-approval letters using soft credit pulls instead of real credit reports. Do you really want to compete in today's still low inventory market with a soft credit pull and a pre-approval that's silent on 2 of the 3 critical elements of a mortgage approval? A rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from AccuNet not only verifies your credit with a real credit report, we also verify your income and down payment, and then issue a letter with a $2,000 guarantee to back it up. And now, AccuNet is issuing property-specific pre-approvals that often come with this sweet phrase: no appraisal required. That's right, AccuNet may be able to issue your pre-approval at or above the seller's asking price without needing an appraisal. Today's home market is still a metaphorical knife fight. Your bank is offering you, well, a pocket knife. AccuNet is Crocodile Dundee. Now that's a knife, mate. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
At Gruber Law Offices, our biggest priority is the care and service we provide to our clients. We know accidents can be overwhelming, and we're here to help every step of the way. Call now. One call, that's all.
.846 in Wisconsin's Morning News. Packers and 49ers of the 7 o'clock kick on Saturday night. Trip to the NFC Championship on the line.
Yep, that's what it was.
Boat race. Good old-fashioned boat race.
That's exactly what they got. Tow trucked, they got snowplowed.
Snowplowed.
Well, I like
Everything
tow trucked. I like tow truck. That's new. Did you just come up with that?
I threw that out there for you. Laser beamed. What else do you want? Packers
Cowboys
did
did get tow truck because that thing was broke down. That needed a tow. That's not going anywhere. You can't even push that out of traffic.
Barrel roll.
They got tow truck. What happened?
Hey, I don't know.
To them.
It's okay.
Well, so interesting. You made this point, and I was just too busy being happy. But you made this point that a lot of the focus was on how did Dallas lose as opposed to, what an amazing job Green Bay did.
Even during the game.
Yeah.
And I don't fall into this. You know me, but I do not get into the narrative of like, well, they hate the Packers.
The nation hates the Packers. I don't think
Joe
so.
and Troy hate us, but it wasn't Joe and Troy, but you know what I mean?
Right,
I don't usually fall for that kind of stuff, but there were a few times, like when they'd show the slow montage, it would show all the Cowboys players all in disbelief and angry, instead of like showing Aaron Jones counting to 3. Like that's what we should see is that stuff. Like those guys just barrel rolled them.
I can't see enough of sad fan faces, though.
Barrel rolled.
I like the crowd shots of people crying.
You can see the one with the 2 kids. There was like a family of 4, and one kid was a Cowboys fan, and he was just
crying
on his mom's lap.
Got this text on the WTMJ Talk and text line. What a game, what a team, what a quarterback. Listen to the hometown calls, our local personalities, praising our team for being the youngest to win, 7th seed. First 7th seed to win.
Yeah.
And then compared to the big guys, national team after the game going on and on about what will Dallas do next? Who will Jerry Jones fire? Pathetic. We deserve national praise, and we sure did not receive it. Wisconsin is proud of our team. Go Packers. We have momentum. That's fine.
Yeah. Jump on it.
I do appreciate, though, the national conversation about just on top of the fact that the Packers did – because we've followed this team, like, where was this? Where did all this come from? All of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's great. But the Cowboys did look just flat stunned.
Nobody cares.
Stunned. Like they got hit in the chin and then just kept getting beat up.
Yeah. They looked less than average yesterday. The Packers turned them into just a bumbling, silly team.
And let us not forget, and I haven't, because I was really starting to get into my Packer fandom then in the, late 80s, early 90s, right? Brett Favre and Ron Wolf and Reggie White and Mike Holmgren, that whole thing. And year after year after year, the Cowboys were the destroyer of dreams for the Green Bay Packers. We went there and got beat and went home. And they're winning championships, and we're getting beat. And we're trying. We just couldn't beat them. And so let's not forget that. Let's revel a little bit in what they're dealing with today.
I can't reach back and look at a playoff loss. But this seems like the most painful.
You get your rear end in there and you play the way you know how to play. We can win the game.
Jimmy Johnson lost his mind at half.
There's any world's smallest valley, and for me being floored, I get that. I understand that.
Felt really good about the week of preparation. Thought we matched up well. We clearly picked the wrong day to have a bad day.
I was telling my kid that because he couldn't understand why the Packers were just steamrolling. I'm like, they're having the best day of their life right now, and the Cowboys are having the absolute worst. Like, you could not have seen a wider juxtaposition.
No kidding. And I feel badly. I said last week, I prefer this outcome, but if we were going to lose, didn't mind losing to Coach McCarthy, get him let him get over that hump and all that stuff, because he's going to get whacked. He has to, right?
Man, they win 12 games 3 years in a row and
can't
still
win in
matter.
The playoffs, can't beat the Packers. So he's going to get fired. I remember saying that out loud. They had a shot at McCarthy, and I just mentioned, like so many, I'm talking to no one. I'm just speaking out loud during the game. I'll sometimes get that. Were you talking to someone, or are you just? No, I'm just talking. I'm like, McCarthy, he's about to get whacked. One of the kids is like, what do you mean? Like, he's going to get fired. Like, probably tomorrow, if not tomorrow, this week. And there was this, well, that's sad. I'm like, well, that is sad, and I feel badly for him. Guy's got a street named after him in Green Bay.
Yeah.
And I like him. I think he's a good person, but he's going to get whacked. Would you hire him? Who's going to hire him?
That's a good. Well, give it. If he does lose his job a couple of years from now, maybe he takes the next year off. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back around somehow. No, you don't think so?
I don't know. Like if it's eye on the prize, like congratulations, you get to the playoffs a lot. You don't win.
I mean, he did win a Super Bowl.
Patriots are looking for a coach.
That's right. That's right.
That might be a good fit. You've heard Bill Belichick floated for replacing him in Dallas. That can't work. You heard from Jerry Jones there. Jerry Jones pulls all the levers, right? You can't have he and Belichick fighting over who's in charge.
I mean, Belichick is getting up there, too. Maybe he wants to take it easy. Same with Jerry. Either way, I don't really care.
Either way, right. That, in fairness, ought not be today's story.
And I should say, by the way, so you and I have made a lot of fun of LaFleur over the year because there's been so many games where he said afterward, like, I don't know. Like, he's bumbled around. He struggled. He said they got outcoached and all that stuff. I must give him his due, like yesterday's performance. I mean, that was a clinic. That was an absolute clinic.
Don't ever apologize to me.
I'm not apologizing. I'm just saying it was a really, really, really good game. Well coached, well executed.
Do you think maybe he was confused at midpoints in the year because he saw this potential? Well, like, this is the team that we could be. And granted, guys had to grow into it. The other thing is we had a full complement of team out there, but for one or two guys, we had full strength. Yeah, Dillon was out.
You're right.
Everyone but you healthy. Had Aaron Jones. But like we were talking, how were they so bad against the Giants? Well, no Aaron Jones, no Christian Watson. Right. Who else was out? Wicks was out.
Yep.
So had a full complement of guys
going against Danny DeVito,
who just did everything right. Like maybe what confused him in that swoon mid-season was, this is the team I thought I had. What's happening?
Still think he needs to be in the team photo for Coach of the Year.
Sure, got fine. Coach of the Year, MVP for love,
by the way,
all of it.
You see who got blown out over the weekend? The Browns.
Right.
You want to talk about shipwrecked? Right. The Browns.
Boat race.
Snowplow.
One more time before 9 o'clock, Deb.
All right, big troubles on northbound 94.
Yeah, we had a major accident northbound 94 just before the Mitchell interchange. There's a rollover and pick up with a trailer off on the side. Major backup right there.
Yeah, big backup. So just be careful if you're going to be heading through that area. That is on the collector ramp to get through the Mitchell interchange. So if you are going to be continuing on straight through, you should be okay. This is that collector ramp to get onto the 894 westbound kind of a situation thing there. We do have another accident, 94 eastbound in Jefferson County at Highway F. Another one in Waukesha County at Highway F, blocking the left lane. Another one in that same area, blocking the two left lanes. So we've got like two accidents right in the same spot. Slick conditions out there, too, on some of those side roads. Bridges and overpasses are going to be nasty as well. We've got another accident, 894 northbound of Beloit Road. That's a shoulder block because of a disabled vehicle, I should say, be more exact with that. An earlier accident that we had on the Good Hope Road off-ramp from 41 northbound, also going to be affecting the ride. So lots of stuff going on. You do want to be extra careful no matter where you go. Hey, by the way, while you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, do what my friend here that called in. Call the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. Join me as we count down to the RNC in Milwaukee. We'll talk to the biggest names across the political